दिवस मनाएंगे और उसी के उपलक्ष्य में आज एक जो अंतर्राष्ट्रीय संगोष्ठी आयोजित की गई है जिसका शुभारंभ हो चुका है, इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट एंड एनवायरनमेंट प्रॉब्लम, आर्थिक विकास एवं पर्यावरण से संबंधित समस्याएं। इस इंटरनेशनल संगोष्ठी के आयोजक हैं रेडिएंट ग्रुप ऑफ इंस्टीट्यूट, सोशल साइंस एंड मैनेजमेंट वेलफेयर एसोसिएशन, इंटरनेशनल यूथ इकोनॉमिक एसोसिएशन, इंटरनेशनल सोसाइटी of teachers, administrators and researchers, Bangkok, Thailand. As we know that the whole world is in the race of development, and now we are technology follower, technology user, and this is the era of artificial intelligence, where everywhere infrastructure development is going on, the deforestation, marine pollution, overpopulation, global warming, wildlife crime, and sustainable development are the challenges before the economic development. So we have chief guest and speaker to enlighten us in this topic, that how the balance between economic development and environment problem issues to be for our sustainable development for the world. Our chief guests and speakers are as follows. First speaker will be Dr. Dragan Giovanno, Faculty of Agriculture Science and Food Environmental Resource Management, Macedonia. Advisory Board Member, International Society of Management Welfare Association. And our chief guest and speaker will be Professor Dr. K.P. Yadav sir, is Honorable Vice Chancellor, Maths University, Raipur, Chhattisgarh. Our keynote speaker will be Dr. Bhupendra Kumar, Professor Debate, Tabor University, Ethiopia. Fourth speaker will be Dr. Devendra Awasthi, Vice President, Economic Association, Indian Economic Association, and Advisory Board Member, International Society of Social Science and Management Welfare Association. Our fifth speaker will be Professor Dr. Suresh Kumar Sahu sir, Head and Dean, Department of Commerce, Business Management, Ranchi University, and followed by Professor Dr. Devendra Vishwakarma sir, President of International Youth Economic Association, Secretary Social Science and Management Welfare Association, and Executive Committee Member, Indian Economic Association, in charge of Madhya Pradesh. So first of all, once again, I welcome to all of you, and I invite Dr. Dragan Giovanno to deliver his speech. Dr. Dragan Giovanno, Faculty of Agricultural Science and Food Environment, Resource Management, Macedonia. Sir, you are requested to unmute and deliver to a speaker. Dr. Dragan Giovanno, sir. Dr. Dragan Giovanno, sir. Are you connected?
सर ड्रैगन सर अभी जुड़ नहीं पाए हैं, टेक्निकल प्रॉब्लम।
ओके, नो नॉट इशू। तो इसी क्रम में आगे बढ़ते हुए अब जैसा कि डॉक्टर Giovanno sir is unable to access this time, I would like to request Professor Dr. K.P. Yadav sir to enlighten us with his speech. Sir, you are kindly requested to unmute and enlighten us with your speech, sir. आपका
थैंक यू प्रोफेसर प्रवीण कुमार जी। Good afternoon to one and all. Respected dignitaries of the international conference, Professor Devendra Visparma ji, President IYEA and MPMA Madhya Pradesh, along with Secretary ISSMWA and EC member IEA. Dr. Dragon Jonoy, Professor Agriculture and Food Management, Macedonia, Advisor ISSMWA, convener of this event. I am audible, sir?
you are loud and clear, sir. Your voice is very clear. Loud and
Voice
clear.
is very low. Okay.
No, sir. Voice is clear. Okay.
Voice is
Good.
clear. Okay. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Thank you. Dr. Suresh Kumar Sahuji, Professor and Dean, Commerce and Management Department, Ranchi University, Ranchi. Dr. Bhupendra Kumar, Professor from Tabor University, Ethiopia, keynote speaker of the day. Dr. Devendra Avasthi, Vice President, Indian Economic Association, keynote speaker of the day. All participants, students, and scholars, along with other dignitaries. First of all, I would like to welcome you all in this virtual international conference on economic developments and environment problems. As everybody knows, economic development and environmental problems, both terms are related with each other. In the most of the cases, what observations come out, once you go for the economic development, then environment problems increases. But as a researcher, as a scientist, as we are trying to be developed, to be a developed country in near future, its responsibility lies with us that we have to make the balance between these two. That is, we have to make the balance between the economic developments and the environmental problems. Development should be in such a way so that environmental problems must not increase. They must be reduced. Economic development and environmental problems, that's why we can say they are interrelated with each other. The issue of economic growth and environment essentially concerns the kind of pressures that economic growth at the national and international level places on the environment over time. The relationship between ecology and economy has become increasingly significant as humans gradually understand the impact that economic decisions have on the sustainability and quality of the planet. Economic growth is commonly defined as increases in total output from new resources or better use of existing resources. It's measured by increased real incomes per capita. Whereas the economic development for the past 2 decades, India has made remarkable progress in reducing extreme poverty. Between 2011 and 2019, the country is estimated to have halved the share of the population living in extreme poverty, below $2.15 per person per day. That is 2017 PPP, World Bank Poverty and Inequality Portal and Micro Poverty Outlook, Spring 2023, as per the report of this one. In recent years, however, the pace of poverty reduction has slowed. Key welfare indicators have also been slow to improve because of some COVID-19 effect. Recent estimates suggest that extreme poverty increased due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but moderated in 21-22 as access to vaccines became widespread. Inequality in consumption has remained persistent, with a Gini index of around 35 over the past 2 decades. Child malnutrition has remained high, with 35.5% of children under the age of 5 years being stunted, with the figure ranging to 67% for children in the 6 to 59 months age group. That is 6 to 5 years, 6 months to 5 years. Headlines employment indicators have improved since 2020, but concerns remain about the quality of jobs created and the real growth in wages. India's aspiration to achieve high income status by 2047, that is a dream and expectation to be a developed country, will need to be realized through a growth process that delivers broad-based gains to the bottom half of the population. Growth-oriented reforms will need to be accompanied by an expansion in good jobs that keeps pace with the number of labor market entrants. At the same time, gaps in economic participation will need to be addressed, including by bringing more women into the workforce. The World Bank is partnering with the government in this effort by helping strengthen policies, institutions, and investments to create a better future for the country and its people through green, resilient, and inclusive development. I would like to discuss the economic conditions at a glance. After the real GDP contracted in financial year 2021 due to the COVID-19 pandemic, growth bounced back strongly in financial year 21-22, supported by accommodative monetary and fiscal policies and wide vaccine coverage. Consequently, in 2022, India emerged as one of the fastest growing economies in the world, despite significant challenges in the global environment, including renewed disruptions of supply lines following the rise in geopolitical tensions, the synchronized tightening of global monetary policies, and inflationary processes. Financial year 2023, India's real GDP expanded at an estimated 6.9%. Growth was underpinned by robust domestic demand, a strong investment activity, bolstered by the government's push for investment in infrastructure and buoyant private consumption, particularly among higher income earners. The composition of domestic demand also changed, with government consumption being lower due to fiscal consolidation. Since Q3, financial year 22-23, however, there have been signs of moderation, although the overall growth momentum remains robust. The persisting headwinds, rising borrowing costs, tightening financial conditions, and ongoing inflationary pressures are expected to weigh on India's growth in financial year 23-24. Real GDP growth is likely to moderate to 6.3% in financial year 23-24 from the estimated 6.9% in the financial year 22-23, which is going on. Both the general government fiscal deficit and public debt to GDP ratio increased sharply in financial year 2021 and have been declining gradually since then, with the fiscal deficit falling from over 13% in financial year 2021 to an estimated 9.4% in financial year 2023. Public debt has fallen from over 87% of GDP to around 83% over the same period. The consolidation has largely been driven by an increase in revenues and a gradual withdrawal of pandemic-related stimulus measures. At the same time, the government has remained committed to increasing capital spending, particularly on infrastructure, to boost growth and competitiveness. Global economic activity is experiencing a broad-based and sharper than expected slowdown, with inflation higher than seen in several decades. The cost of living crisis, tightening financial conditions in most regions, Russia's invasion of Ukraine, that is Russia-Ukraine war, and the lingering COVID-19 pandemic all weigh heavily on the outlook. Global growth is forecast to slow from 6.0% in 2021 to 3.2% in 2022 and 2.7% in the 2023. This is the weakest growth profile since 2001, except for the global financial crisis and acute phase of the COVID-19 pandemic. Global inflation is forecast to range from 4.7% in 2021 to 8.8% in 2022, but to decline to 6.5% in 2023 and to 4.1% by 2024. Monetary policy should stay the course to restore price stability, and fiscal policy should aim to alleviate the cost of living pressures while maintaining a sufficiently tight stance aligned with monetary policy. Structural reforms can further support the fight against inflation by improving productivity and easing supply constraints, while multilateral cooperation is necessary for fast tracking the green energy transition and preventing fragmentation. January 2023 World Economic Outlook update projects that global growth will fall to 2.9% in 2023, but rise to 3.1% in 2024, that is next year. The 2023 forecast is 0.2% point higher than predicted in the October 2022 World Economic Outlook, but below the historical average of 3.8%. Rising interest rates and the war in the Ukraine, Russia continue to weigh on economic activity. China's recent reopening has paved the way for a faster than expected recovery. Global inflation is expected to fall to 6.6% in 2023 and 4.3% in next year, that is 2024, still above pre-pandemic levels. This was discussion about that. Now I would like to discuss some environmental problems. With the advent of the science and technology, our country is heading towards the path of development. However, it has caused severe environmental issues in India. The major environmental problems in India include the soil erosion, various pollutions, deforestation, ozone layer depletion, water scarcity, water contamination, and many more. As we know, tomorrow will be the World Environment Day, and we are expecting from the world that plastic free, at least we should use environment plastic free, because only the 10% plastic is reusable, recycled. Remaining 90% plastic is useless after the one-time use. Soil erosion, we're talking about it. It is one of the most important environmental issues in India. Soil erosion refers to the degradation of the soil quality by the removal of the upper layer of the soil by various agents such as rains, blowing winds, human beings, animals, storms, ice, and many more. So that is the concept of that. Save the earth, save the soil has emerged, and the responsibility lies with us. The most important reason for soil erosion is deforestation, as the need and demand of the people are increasing day by day. So the trees are cut down for basic human satisfaction, such as making of buildings, furnitures, and various other household purposes. And ultimately, it gives rise to the soil erosion. How we can prevent it? Planting the small plants and shrubs. Soil erosion can be prevented by protecting the vegetation cover by planting the small plants and shrubs, which in turn protects the soil from being washed away by various agents such as wind or the heavy rain. Using the contour ploughing. Contour ploughing is also the best way to prevent the soil from getting eroded. In the contour ploughing, the farming is done across the mountain slopes. If you have seen from the developed countries like USA, Russia, and others, they never plane the ground. They always use the hilly area. They plow them accordingly and do their cultivation, grow their crops. The similar, but in India, usually we plane it. Then we start the ploughing and other cultivation, things like that. So this has to be, now we have to stop. Deforestation. The forest cherishes a variety of plants, trees and a number of wildlife resources covering a wide area of the land surface. India is an agricultural country, so they cover around 80% of the total area of the country. They are generally found in the tops of the Himalayas, Vindhyachal, Eastern and Western Ghats. And deforestation is a very growing issue in our India, in the country. Deforestation, that is a forestation means plantation of the trees. So this can be prevented by the deforestation. Preventing the excessive cutting of the trees will also reduce the deforestation. Forest plays an important role in the economic life of our country. Hence, their utility is very great and their importance cannot be minimized. It's therefore the duty of the government to adopt the realistic policy for their development. Government should also check for the conservation of the forest and the wildlife resources. People of the country also should be made aware about this more and more. Common people should not get aware of the consequences of the unnecessary cutting of the trees. There should be the promotion of the 3Rs, that is 3Rs, that is reduce, reuse, and recycle. That should be given the awareness about it. Ozone layer depletion is another environmental problem. Ozone layer acts as a protecting layer for our Earth from the harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun. Recently, it has been found that ozone layer over Antarctica is getting holes, which may lead to various environmental problems. And the main reason for this is the rise of the chlorofluorocarbon, CFCs, chlorofluorocarbon in the environment. Thus, each reduction of the ozone layer causes pores in it, and this may lead to cancer and other infections, especially the skin cancers. This may also lead to the blindness. So, carbon gases and others who are harmful to the ozone layer, we have to minimize their production. We have to minimize their not such a production. We are not doing production, but these are coming as a byproduct. Suppose we are using the ACs, refrigerators, so there such harmful gases are coming out, which are harmful to the ozone layer. Pollution is another. Whenever man tried to progress, and head towards growth or the development, pollution took place. It has been seen that man always had to pay very when he did some progress. The progress has to pay something. The more man advanced, the more problem related to pollution arose. Pollution can be of many types. In the soil pollution, water contamination, air pollution, noise pollution, and many more. And all types of this pollution had an adverse effect on the health of the human body. Environmental pollution is even question mark for the survival of the mankind. So this success has been achieved by human beings through scientific and technological methods. It significantly results in pollution. Global warming, that is one of the hottest area. The burning of fossil fuels, emissions from automobiles, and chlorofluorocarbons, CFCs, add to the greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. This has led to an increase in the Earth's temperature, causing environmental changes. This increase in temperature across the globe is known as global warming. Climate change is another area. Climate change is a great concern in today's scenario. We are seeing now this in the May and June, April, May, June, there is rain, sometimes heavy rain like that. And in July and August, very less rain. And other things, at any time that we are seeing wind storms everywhere in the country. Recently, in the last few days, there was a heavy rain in the Rajasthan. So this is the scientist says it is impact of the climate change. This problem has surfaced in the last few decades. Greenhouse gases are the major cause of climate change. Environmental changes have several destructive impacts, such as the melting of glaciers, change in seasons, and epidemics, etc. Global warming and climate change, as they are saying, after around 50 years, most part of the Mumbai, Maldives, and some small countries may be submerged into the sea. So these are areas where we have to look immediately and must take some steps to protect the environment. Solution for the environmental problem, that is use of public transportation instead of using the private vehicles more and more, like the bikes, scooters, four-wheelers. We should use the public transport. As the government of India, there is a planning moving the public instead of moving the vehicles. Ban on the plastic is another solution. Use of the plastic should be banned and the recycling process should be promoted. As I have already discussed, only 10% plastic is recycled, can be recycled. Remaining 90% is only the once time used. So we have to avoid the use of plastics. We should use the cotton bags, like for paper bags for our purposes. Awareness should be created by the government as well as by the non-governmental organizations, NGOs, to plant trees, which results in the prevention of the different types of environmental issues, such as soil erosion, degradation, and different pollution. Many contemporary economists and environmentalists argue that the value of the environment should nonetheless be factored into the economic policy decision making process. The goal is not necessarily to put monetary values on environmental resources. It's rather to determine how much environmental quality is being given up in the name of economic growth, and how much growth is being given up in the name of that. A danger always exists that too much income growth may be given up in the future because of a failure to clarify and minimize trade-offs and to take advantage of policies that are good for growth, for both economic growth and environment. With these words, I would like to conclude that responsibility lies with not only with the government. Responsibility lies with us also, lies with the public, not only the Indian public, throughout the world, people, for all the humankind who are aware or who are also not aware. Who are not aware, the responsibility lies with us, with experts, to make them aware, to save the earth, to save the environment. At the cost of the economic development, things should not be promoted, and life and human being is the first, development is the second part, I think so. With these words, I would like to convey our best wishes and thanks to the organizers of this international conference who have chosen this such type of recent and hot topics of the day. And hopefully, I expect scholars, students, and others who have joined this will be benefited, and widespread of this solution of this should be given in the public through the media, social media, and newspapers. With these words, once again, I would like to convey our best wishes to all of you. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And definitely your speech was mind-blowing. It was very enlightening us that you covered all the points related to economy as well as the environmental issues. You covered that soil erosion, save earth, and plantation, and you have mentioned that how we can control the issues of the climate change, ecosystem, and ban on plastic. So till the time we will not aware and not take the social responsibility to ban the plastic, to reduce the plastic, we can't go ahead for sustainable development, and we can't preserve our nature for a long time. So economic development as well as forestation and climate and environment balance is equally important. Thank you for enlightening us with your speech, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Now, I would like to request uh, Dr. Bhupendra Kumar, sir. He is the professor, Diber Tabor University, Ethiopia. Sir, you are kindly requested to unmute and deliver your speech, sir. Dr. Bhupendra Kumar, sir. Professor Dr.
Yeah,
Bhupendra
can you
Kumar,
hear me?
sir. Yes, sir. You're
Yeah.
loud and clear, sir.
Okay, so is my screen also visible?
Yes, sir. Your screen is also visible, sir.
Okay. So, first of all, thanks for giving me this opportunity. I would like to introduce myself. I am Professor Dr. Kumar. I've been working in Ethiopia for last 6-7 years. And along with Ethiopia, I have other affiliations, visiting professors to EUI, European University Institute, Italy, Ural State University, Russia, HSI, Moscow, some other university in South Africa, KwaZulu-Natal University, Raira University, Kenya, and some other more universities. It's my great pleasure to just share my thoughts, whatever I'm thinking now. How much time I have to present? I think 15 minutes. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, okay, that's good. Actually, even just yesterday, I was just watching BBC or some other Sky News maybe, and people now there's talking about just the artificial intelligence. Everybody is knowing, I think, who's here. And some people, they are thinking AGI, artificial intelligence, basically AI, and AGI is artificial godlike intelligence, and that is also is to be introduced. So my theme here, what I try to convey here, and I will try to take your attention. It's not like a teaching tutorial. What I will try to ignite, and I will try to give my perspective. Where are we going? Where are we heading? Artificial godlike intelligence, and some people, they are talking about the regulations also. There are some discussion going on. European, American, Chinese. China is always the threat to the world. They are also getting very intelligence over the AGI, godlike intelligence. So though I will try to give the perspective in next 10 to 20 years, where are we going? Where are we heading? Should we take the advantage of the AGI or AI? or should we take it like our competitor, or we should take it like our friend? And the journey, historical journey. Okay, so first I just try to share my screen. I think it's this changing your side.
Anything, sir?
Is the slide is changing your side? Is still stuck?
Stuck. Stuck, sir.
Okay, so let me try to share it again.
Okay, no issue, sir.
Actually, why I'm trying to share my PPT, without PPT it will not be good enough. Sorry for interruption. I think now a full screen is going there. Am I right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your patience. So I will give a little brief. This is Ethiopia. I'm working with Ethiopia. Ethiopia is known as the cradle for the world civilization. The human civilization, if we believe on the theory of evolution, it started in Africa, around some places, Zimbabwe, some people debating Ethiopia. But yeah, we evolved from the, as we know the biological process. So I will be little fast. So this is my office view. It's a very beautiful country. It's a around the year, it's a cloud. It's the very cold climate here. And why I'm trying to give you, if we believe around 200,000 years before, our humankind or similar human bodies, they just started pumping out from Africa region. They went to other 40,000 neutrals. Then India, everybody is knowing, I think. So I will focus mainly on the AI. So this is the way our human, they spread all over the Earth planet. Now I start how the human mind got evolved over the period of time. And we are lucky. Some people believe we are blessed with the God. Okay. Some people believe our human evolution is just because of the aliens. Somebody, maybe in the history, the aliens come, they put something in our mind, and we are now. But if I believe how the human mind started working to the intelligence side, so I'm just taking the evolution of art and skill. And basically 50,000 to 110,000 years before, upper Paleolithic age of the humans, that was the time when our human brain that started underdeveloped sense of self. A sense of self, and only skill required that were the survival, group hunting, cave living. These are the things human brain had. Some kind of painting they found into Europe, where they found that people did not know of that time. They could not relate their body with the surroundings. So it was the underdeveloped human mind that time. Then evolution of art, I'm putting very but scenarios. Then Neolithic era come, that is sometimes 10,000 year to 4,500 BC. And in this time, people around the world, maybe India, you may say Mesopotamia, you may say the Egypt, or you may say at that time known world was only this limited. Okay, Mesopotamia, India, and even Europe was not that much of known world to the people, common civilization. So that time human mind could develop statues, totems, masks. The basic feeling in the human mind was there to have something, a good feeling for their ancestor, for their father, godfather. So what they were doing, they started forming settlement to honor ancestors and start rituals. So they started cultural activities, and they started remembering something in regard of respect or like this. And then it comes the evolution of art skill, prerequisite form of the education. And it is kind of now we are talking about Egypt, pyramids. Pyramids also is a good way of geometry, science, develop. Some people may connect it to aliens, but that is Egypt also. So it is around China also. If you say 2700, we see Europe also was there working separately, and all these civilizations were working separately. It means all the human mind was evolving separately, independently, little bit time differences. And as you know, every human civilizations, they had their own languages. There are so many languages. India, in Dravidians, I think South India, Tamilians are the first in the world to develop their languages. And languages, you can see all over the world. China also had their language. Mexican Maya civilization also had. So human mind was evolving very fast. As everybody is knowing, India is still the home for the civilization, world education. In China also you can see, and Egypt also. These are the major three points. And then recently, if you see 2000 era after the Jesus Christ or this, mathematical knowledge started igniting our mind. Ratios started, geometry come. Science, medical, every field, our human mind started to work. Okay, cartography started, medicine, psychologist, Arthashastra, if Socrates. So it means that 2000 years before, our human mind was very, very fast, accelerated. And then we started some Middle Ages, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, paganism. And religion basically played, I do not know, should I blame this or should I give the credit to religion in regard of science? I personally believe that religions basically divided the society's culture. Instead of giving the impetus to ignite our mind, they restricted, they hindered. Okay, I'm not targeting any one religion, but I believe personally they just united politically. Religion basically are the institutions to make the powerful centralized version like Caliphate or like so ever. So now it comes the academia, rise of academia. Academia basically is a recent phenomena, and in last 600, 700 years, am I right? The endless quest to understand ourselves. Gradually, art evolved formally, and realism versus artistic ability, and all the education culture that started now, and even in recently last 80 to 90 years. After the theories, these are the educations, university culture. Our mind is basically like an assembly line. We are like Ford company in grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. We are giving some inputs in our mind, and then we are telling student, okay, please think divergent, think innovative. So this is a way of, this is the problem of education also, but we will discuss in detail. I have a short time. So now in 2020, if you know, we are in education for 2022, and there is an industry also is faster accelerated. As I have a 15-minute time, so I'm trying to convince my view. So basically, industry is giving something, engine. That's the engine, and in the education industry, that is following that. Sometimes we are thinking, no, education is giving the research, and industry is following that. So if both are coming together, both will be engine for the civilization. And now I tell you, human mind, whatever the civilization we are enjoying, we are going to a galaxy, we are knowing Andromeda, we are knowing we are the inside of the black hole. Some people are proposing, no, there are millions of black holes. Nobody is knowing what is this universe, how did it come. Whatever we do know, whatever we are enjoying, it is just because of human intelligence. And obviously, human intelligence belongs to 2%, 1% of the total world population. And now, after the initiation of the artificial intelligence, if it is free from acceleration, if it is free from regulation, and you believe me, like a biotechnology, when it started the industry, people around the world, China, Europe, G20, they controlled it. Otherwise, by this time, you could see different kind of humans also, DNA, mutations like this. And now people are thinking AI is the same kind of bomb. If it is not controlled, maybe within 5 to 10 years, or maybe within 30 years, nobody can imagine which way it can go. So people are just trying, they are kind of worried. AGI, artificial intelligence, godlike intelligence, probably it could, because yes, when human mind could do this much of things, AI definitely have much more potential. If you give the inputs of the evolution of word, speed of the light, if you give the mass, Einstein identify equal to mc square. If all that neurological input, if you put into the AGI or AI, definitely it can find you the better answer where we are, what we are. So definitely AGI is a very good opportunity for us to know, to assess ourselves. It may be threat also. It may control our human mind. It may replace us. We do not know anything. But yes, until now, there is not any regulations to control AGI. So if anybody, any PhD scholar or anybody, any professor or academician, if they want to utilize the AGI tools for their paper publication, for their thesis, examination, whatever, everything is possible AGI. Most of they are the paid version, but some you can use free version also. So now I will try to go little slow. Am I audible there? Is this going?
Yes, sir. You are
workable?
loud and clear, sir. Loud and clear.
Okay. So now I will try to say, I have put here the one kind of research. In last 10 years, how the human brain is under threat. I'm not talking about the any ethnicity or any religion. I'm talking about the human brain. If you remember 20, 40 years before, the people, those were successful, those were the social kind of people. Politicians were appreciated. And even 10 years before, people were different kind of psychology. But now, even if you put India, no, analytical thinkers not successful. So that kind of metrics I'm trying to give you now. In 2015, number 1 was the complex problem solving mind. Number 2 was coordinating with others. Number 3 was people management. Number 4, 6, you go and read it. Critical thinker, negotiable person, quality control person, service, and last was the creativity. But what is happening now? Only in 10 years, only in 1 decade, the success parameter after the AI, even AI is the initial phase. November only last year introduced. The number 1, if you want success in your life, if you want to skill your brain, and I'm telling you, you control your brain. You try to control your brain. Otherwise, brain will control you. Brain also is just like a input. There is a theories. It works on the impetus. Okay. So now, if you want success, you become complex problem solving, creative thinker, creative thinking, people management, control with others. So our skill paradigm is also changing, and according to you have to work. And now industry 4 basically is revolving around 6-7 things. If you want seriously working for your career, if you are future ready, if you are thinking if you are now 22-year-old and you are thinking suppose next 30 years, obviously the normal life career is 30 to 35 years, then what you will be facing? You will not be facing the competition with humans to humans. You will be facing competition with the human to intelligence, human to technology. So what technology it will come to industry 4? It will be cloud computing. You take it it is not a science. It's not a computer science. Cloud computing means everything is coming on the on cloud basis. Okay, nothing is on the hard drive. 3D, advanced robotics, big data analytics, Internet of Things. These all are very, you may seem they are very typical word. No, they are very practical. Everything they have become part of our life. RFID technologies and cognitive computing. Along with this, when we are having our next 5 to 10 years, these are the quantum computing, quantology computing, quantology, biotechnology. If these 5-6 dimensions comes together, definitely in next decade it will be very challenging until it is not controlled. Though European Union, G20, G7 and everybody is working on how the AI can be the friend for a human mind, we are not going to restrict it, but we are going to regulate it. And definitely next decade would be the fastest ever evolving decade for human mind. Human mind is under threat. It means we have to think differently instead of becoming expert or expertise, because expertise and expert is the characteristics of the AI. Okay, AI cannot be like a divergent creative. So our only advantage is we can be divergent, we can be creative, we can be emotional. So there still we have some advantages next decade. I'm talking about next decade, not currently. So we should focus on our human being, and I hope so. We will have a very excellent, amazing era. We will enjoy it. Thanks for this opportunity. I hope if you give me time, I'll have the questions answer session also. And for me, it's enough.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Really, your PPT was excellent, and you were able to make a visit for all of us. Ethiopia, Egypt, China, and many other civilizations we visited, and we enjoyed in your PPT. And it was very enlightening for everyone. And from the audience, if any participant, any question, they may ask the question. Thank you, Dr. Bhupen Kumar, sir. And you explained about the advanced technology as well as the artificial intelligence, how the world is going to be changed. Thank you very much for such nice presentation and to bring such innovative ideas before us. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving this opportunity to me.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Now I would like to request Dr. Devendra Awasthi, sir. He is Vice President of Indian Economic Association and Advisory Board Member of International Social Science and Management Welfare Association. So you are cordially invited and you are requested to unmute and deliver your lecture. Dr. Devendra Awasthi, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Respected Chairman, distinguished guests, delegates, brothers and sisters, a very good afternoon to you all. I'm very happy to be part of this esteemed international conference organized by Radiant Group of Institutions, Social Science and Management Welfare Association on economic development and environmental problems to address a critical issue that affects not only our world, but also our country, India. As we gather here, we are confronted by the pressing challenges of finding a harmonious balance between economic growth and environmental sustainability. I will take this opportunity to congratulate Dr. Devendra Vishkarma, Secretary of the International Youth Economic Association and Executive Member of the esteemed Indian Economic Association, for taking pains and relentless efforts to organize such a wonderful conference on environmental problems and economic development. Our planet is facing unprecedented environmental problems that threaten the very fabric of life as we know it. Climate change, deforestation, air and water pollution, and the depletion of natural resources are just a few of the alarming issues that demand our immediate attention. Simultaneously, economic development continues to drive progress and prosperity, lifting people out of poverty and improving the quality of life of millions. Actually, if you look at this problem, environment is what surrounds us, or rather, we are also part of this environment. It's a whole organic whole, just which which is ever changing, and it has a very delicate natural balance in it. What happened, where the problem lies, is that in the beginning, when we started our civilization, as Professor Bhupendra was telling, long back in millions of years ago, our existence, sorry, just a minute, there's some problem with the, hello, am I audible? There were some issues with the connectivity, sorry. For the benefit of our new members, of our young delegates, I want to put it simply. When we started our civilization, when we were in the state of nature, our existence was drawn from the nature. We used to have a struggle with the nature to fulfill our needs, and our needs were simple, and they were not putting any load on the whole organic system, and we used to survive by struggling with the nature, but we are not disturbing the nature to the extent which we are doing today. Later on, with the advent of the civilization, with the passing of time, we our needs increase tremendously, and the knowledge of those needs compelled the human civilization to find means to satisfy them. This led to increase in knowledge, increase in technology, and increase in the use of the natural resources. You see, development is nothing. Development is basically production. Production means you have to utilize certain resources, and resources are of two types. They are renewable, they are non-renewable. But as the population grew, as the needs grew, and the population also grew to a great extent, this balance was broken. We could not strike a balance between. So we started using non-renewable resources also. And in the process of satisfying our needs, we also started damaging the whole environmental balance, which was naturally balanced, and something was taken out of the nature and was renewed back, and things were going on. But now the compelling needs of the human existence have led to the destruction of the resources. So we have to be very careful, because if we go for growth, we have to produce. To produce, we need resources. Resources can only come from the nature, from the environment in which we live. In the process of this, we are damaging the environment to a great extent. Now have to make efforts. Again, we have to produce to protect that environment. So many things which we created to get protection from the environment, like air conditioners, temperature controls, now they are damaging the environment, damaging the ozone layer in form of chlorofluorocarbons and all that. So it is a very, very delicate balance, which we could not keep up with the growing population, with the growing knowledge, with the need, progressing of the needs, the nature of the need from necessities to comforts to luxuries. We have indiscriminately using these natural resources and depleting them. Some are not to be renewed again, and posing a lot of problems, which we name them as environmental problems, and we are discussing here to how to solve them. So, but the need for economic development should never overshadow our responsibility to protect and preserve the environment. We must acknowledge that sustainable development is the only path forward You have to draw existence from the environment, but you cannot damage the environment. What will happen to the future generations? What will happen to our own generation, which is having so many health hazards? We have indiscriminately, you imagine a road is being built, a mountain, a small hill is being broken for concrete, and it is put behind the road. So every roads or the highways which you see, you can't imagine how many mountains have gone down that highway. So we are we are doing it. We are compelled to it. So we have to strike a very delicate balance between these two things, because development cannot happen without resources, and resources have to come from the environment. So a very great strategy, and then whatever form you change of the resources, ultimately they go as waste and they go back to environment and create so many other complications. Like in most of the urban areas, we are having a very significant solid waste management problem. Waste are generated in millions of tons every year, every day, in the urban areas of India, and we have no solution to it. So we must acknowledge that sustainable development is the only path forward, and one that ensures the well-being of current and future generations. It is a delicate job. It is a very delicate job that requires us to navigate the intricate interplay between economic growth, social equity, and ecological integrity. India, as we know, is one of the fastest growing economies in the world, stands at a crucial juncture in this regard. Earlier, we were used to be known as a rich country inhabited by poor people, but nowadays we are going to a state that we are a poor country inhabited by poor people. So we have made remarkable strides in recent years. We have propelled millions out of poverty and become a global economic powerhouse, and so on. However, we cannot ignore the consequences that has accompanied the growth. Whatever indiscriminate growth, economic development, which we call it, has very serious consequences, environmental consequences. Our rivers are polluted, our cities are polluted, we have a very dangerous level of air population, our forests are sinking, there is a problem of soil erosion, our cities are choking on polluted air. The time has come for us to adopt a more holistic approach, one that recognizes the inseparable link. There is an inseparable link between economic development and environmental stewardship. To address these challenges, we need to prioritize sustainable practices and policies. First and the foremost, there are a few suggestions I would like to give. We must invest in renewable energy resources and reduce our dependence on fossil fuels. This is extremely important. Promoting clean energy not only mitigates the impact of climate change, but also creates a new employment opportunities and drives innovation. India has already taken significant steps in this direction by launching ambitious renewable energy programs, but more needs to be done. Secondly, we must promote sustainable agricultural practices that protect our soil, practices that conserve water, practices that prioritize organize organic farming methods. Climate smart agriculture can enhance food security, improve rural livelihoods, and safeguard our fragile ecosystems. India has a rich agricultural heritage, and by harnessing our traditional knowledge alongside modern techniques, we can lead the way to sustainable farming. There is a possibility, and we can do it, and we must do it. Furthermore, we must encourage the principle of circular economy, where waste is minimized. In coming 10 years, waste is going to be a very huge problem. It is already a problem. You have seen piles of waste outside of most of the metropolitan cities. So we have to reduce the strain on the natural resources. We have to reduce the waste. We have to improve the waste management practices. We have to go for recycling. We have to go for reuse and more innovative things we can do about it. By adopting a circular approach, we can then reduce the strain on our natural resources, minimize pollution, and promote sustainable consumption and production patterns. Education and awareness also plays a pivotal role in shaping our collective future. It is essential to empower individuals with knowledge and skills to enable them to make informed choices and become active participants in sustainable developments. Government, academia, and civil society must work together to create robust educational programs that foster economic environmental consciousness for an early age. Lastly, international cooperation is paramount in tackling these global challenges. No single nation can combat environmental problems in isolation. It's a global problem. Environment is global. Environmental is not confined to a particular country. Both the problems, whether it is environmental problem or a problem related to economic development, they are global in nature. They have spread effects. Anything happening in one country will affect the whole world. So we must realize this, and must have a global environmental consciousness in the population. We must foster partnerships, exchange best practices, and collectively strive towards a sustainable future for all. In conclusion, the nexus between economic development and environmental problems requires our utmost attention. We have been saying that most of the academics, most of the economists, most of the environmentalists, we are emphasizing it must draw the attention of the population, draw attention of the people who are worst affected by it. And this attention is very much, especially the attention of the policy makers, of the government, or in the decision makers is very, very important. And they must realize and prioritize these environmental aspects. It is time for us to chart a new course, one that impresses sustainable practices and balances economic growth with environmental preservation. As we gather here today, let us commit ourselves to creating a better world where prosperity and ecological harmony go hand in hand. With these words, I extend my best wishes on behalf of the Indian Economic Association to this with this conference on a very important aspect, and I hope very useful suggestions will come uh, with the deliberations of the conference. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. And we are enlightened with your such a wonderful speech, which covered almost all topics related to economy as well as the environmental issues and problems. You not only mentioned the problem, but you have given the solutions that how we can overcome the issues related to economic development as well as the environmental issues, like how we can take the global responsibility, because developed nations are making more pollution for the world and they are taking less responsibility, while developing nations are still lagging behind in the uses of their resources. So it's the time to take the global responsibility. And thank you very much that you suggested that how we can promote our renewable energy as well as the sustainable agriculture and organic farming. Sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Very welcome.
Now I would like to request our next speaker and chief guest speaker, Professor Dr. Sudesh Kumar Sahu, Head and Dean, Department of Commerce and Business Management, Ranchi University. Director, HRDC, UGC, RU, Ranchi. Sir, you are kindly requested to unmute and deliberate your speech, sir. प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर सुदेश कुमार साहू सर। प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर सुदेश कुमार साहू सर। I think sir is not connected.
नहीं सर, मैं जुड़ रहा हूँ सर, मैं जुड़ रहा हूँ।
ओके सर, प्लीज सर। हम आपका हार्दिक अभिनंदन करते हैं प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर सुदेश कुमार साहू सर। और
सर।
हम आपके भाषण से हम सभी लोग इनलाइटन होना चाहते हैं। आपका स्वागत है सर।
हमारी आवाज आ रही है सर?
जी सर, आपकी आवाज आ रही है सर।
ठीक है सर, धन्यवाद सर। ISSWMA के सभी ऑफिसर्स और सभी पार्टिसिपेंट्स को हमारा जोहार, अभिनंदन। आज का जो टॉपिक रखा गया है, इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट एंड इन्वायरमेंटल प्रॉब्लम्स, यही है ना सर?
जी सर।
जी, जो भी अभी हमसे पहले विद्वान प्रोफेसर लोग अपना वक्तव्य दिए, उससे हम भी बहुत कुछ सीखे, बहुत सी नई जानकारियां मिली। और जहां तक इस संबंध में हमारा सोचना है सर, हमारा जानना है कि डेवलपमेंट और इन्वायरमेंटल का बैलेंसिंग दोनों एक दूसरे का विपरीत संबंध रखने वाला चीज है। हम जितना कदम डेवलपमेंट करेंगे उतना ही कदम इन्वायरमेंटल लॉस होगा। बिना इन्वायरमेंटल लॉस किए हुए हम डेवलप नहीं कर सकते हैं। तो सवाल उठता है कि क्या हम डेवलप करना बंद कर दें? अपना इन्वायरमेंटल की रक्षा करने के लिए क्या हम डेवलपमेंट करना बंद कर दें? डेवलपमेंट करें और इन्वायरमेंटल की रक्षा करते हुए करें, दोनों में बैलेंस करके करें। इसी बात पर काम करना है सर। जितना हम डेवलपमेंट की बात सोचेंगे उतना हमको एडजस्ट करना पड़ेगा अपना इन्वायरमेंटल से। और ये जो जितनी प्रॉब्लम की चर्चा की गई और जितना प्रॉब्लम हम लोग फेस करते हैं, वो सब प्रॉब्लम डेवलपमेंट का परिभाषा गलत दिया गया है। डेवलपमेंट का परिभाषा का जो मापदंड हम लोग बनाए हैं वही गलत है। हम लोग डेवलपमेंट का मूल्यांकन करने के समय जिन मापदंडों का प्रयोग करते हैं वे मापदंड गलत है। डेवलपमेंट का मूल्यांकन करने के समय हम लोग उससे साइड में होने वाली क्षति का मूल्यांकन नहीं करते हैं, उसको ध्यान में नहीं रखते हैं। किसी भी एक व्यक्ति या एक समाज या एक परिवार या एक राज्य या एक देश जब विकास की ओर बढ़ता है तो उसका पर्यावरण में क्षति होती है। इसी क्षति को कम से कम करना वहां के रहने वाले विद्वानों का, वैज्ञानिकों का यह सोशल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी बनता है कि उसको वो मिनिमम करे। अभी झारखंड राज्य, मैं झारखंड राज्य से आता हूं सर। यहाँ पर कोल्स के बहुत माइंस हैं। धनबाद, बोकारो, रामगढ़, हजारीबाग, गिरिडीह वगैरह में कोल्स के माइंस है। वहाँ कोयला का बहुत उत्पादन होता है। एरिया का तो बहुत विकास हो रहा है, बहुत प्राकृतिक संसाधन का दोहन हो रहा है। लेकिन जा करके देखिए, पूरा धनबाद के नीचे, झरिया के नीचे आग धधक रहा है। इस पूरे क्षेत्र में धुआं भरा हुआ रहता है। वहाँ का वायु प्रदूषण बहुत खराब है। लोगों को सांस की बड़ी बड़ी बीमारियां हो रही हैं। उनका डेथ रेट बढ़ गया है, औसत आयु कम हो गया है। और हम कहते हैं कि धनबाद और बोकारो का डेवलपमेंट हो रहा है। तो डेवलपमेंट का परिभाषा ही गलत है सर। इसीलिए ये सारी समस्याएं होती हैं। विकास तो करना ही है। जब मनुष्य एक विकासशील प्राणी है, जब वो जन्म लेता है उस समय से निरंतर जब तक अस्तित्व में रहता है तब तक लगातार अपना डेवलपमेंट के लिए प्रयास करता है। डेवलपमेंट का प्रयास हर चीज को करना चाहिए, लेकिन साथ ही साथ उसके साइड में जो पर्यावरण में क्षति हो रही है उसको बैलेंस करने का भी प्रयास उतना ही ध्यान से करना चाहिए। और तभी सही अर्थ में हमारा ये डेवलपमेंट कहलाएगा। अगर मान लीजिए कोई एक व्यक्ति नौकरी में प्रोन्नति पाता है, उसके वेतन में वृद्धि होती है और उस आदमी को बीपी और शुगर का बीमारी हो गया, उसका आयु कम हो गया, वो अस्वस्थ रहने लगा, तो ऐसे आदमी को हम कैसे कहेंगे कि वो डेवलप्ड आदमी है? हम कहते हैं वो आदमी तो बहुत डेवलप कर गया, बहुत प्रोन्नति पा लिया, उसका वेतन बढ़ गया, उसका कार और बंगला आ गया, वो परिवार बहुत डेवलप कर गया और उस परिवार में 4 आदमी बड़ा बड़ा बीमारी से ग्रसित है। तो हम लोग को डेवलपमेंट का परिभाषा को पुनर्विचार करने की जरूरत है। और अब विकास अभी सर केमिस्ट्री में एक नया थ्योरी आया है या आ ही रहा है, क्लिक थ्योरी। उसमें है कि अगर कोई भी विकास, आप कोई भी चीज का उत्पादन आप करते हैं, कोई काम करते हैं, किसी किसी भी चीज का उत्पादन करते हैं, तो उसका कोई साइड इफेक्ट नहीं होना चाहिए। बस उत्पादन हुआ, प्रयोग हुआ, काम खत्म। आज प्लास्टिक का प्रयोग हम लोग कर रहे हैं और हम लोग कहते हैं कि हम लोग डेवलप देश में रहते हैं। प्लास्टिक का कितना साइड इफेक्ट है। और क्लिक थ्योरी के अंतर्गत ऐसा चीज का प्रयोग करना है कि उसका प्रयोग करने के बाद वो जो क्लिक हुआ, उसका प्रयोग करने के बाद उसका कोई साइड इफेक्ट नहीं रहे, तब हम उसको कहते हैं कि ये क्लिक थ्योरी के अंतर्गत इसका निर्माण हुआ है या क्लिक थ्योरी के अंतर्गत इसका प्रयोग हो रहा है। तो मैं बहुत लंबा चौड़ा वक्तव्य तैयार नहीं किया हूं सर। बहुत शॉर्ट समय में आप लोगों से बात करने का मुझे आप लोगों ने मौका दिया, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद इसके लिए। तो हमारा सारांश के रूप में यही कहना है कि सर, इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट और इन्वायरमेंटल प्रॉब्लम ये दोनों साथ साथ चलेगा और इस पर तालमेल करना, इसको मिनिमाइज करना हम सबों का प्रयास होना चाहिए। इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ आप सबों का पुनः बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, हमको मौका दिया इसके लिए आप सबों को धन्यवाद सर।
थैंक यू सर, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर आपका। और आपने बहुत ही मतलब बहुत ही संक्षेप में अपनी बात को रखा आपने, और आपने इस चीज़ को बताया कि किस तरह से आज जो डेवलपमेंट की परिभाषा है उसको भी, और उसके जो मापदंड है उस पर भी पुनर्विचार करने की आवश्यकता है कि हम जो पा रहे हैं उससे कितनी ज़्यादा कीमत हम उसकी चुका रहे हैं। और इकोनॉमिक्स इज द सब्जेक्ट, एक ऐसा विषय है जहाँ पे जितनी कीमत कम चुकानी पड़ती है, और प्रोडक्टिविटी का परिभाषा ये भी कि जितनी सस्ती चीज़ें हम उत्पादित कर सकें। तो निश्चित रूप से हम जो प्रकृति का जो विदोहन हो रहा है, प्रकृति का जो दुरुपयोग हो रहा है, पॉल्यूशन हो रहा है, उसकी कीमत पे जो कुछ हम प्राप्त कर रहे हैं निश्चित रूप से वो उतना मूल्यवान नहीं है जितना हम खो रहे हैं सर। तो थैंक यू वेरी मच। आपने जो बहुत ही संक्षेप में बहुत ही कड़वा सत्य हम सभी के समक्ष रखा, इसके लिए हम सभी आपके आभारी हैं। थैंक यू वेरी मच सर। और बहुत अच्छे से आपने हमें बताया कि किस तरह से जो मनुष्य जो इनफैक्ट जो झारखंड जैसे एरिया का तो डेवलपमेंट हो रहा है, लेकिन लोग बीमारियों के शिकार हो रहे हैं। और निश्चित रूप से एक अच्छी अर्थव्यवस्था वही होती है जहाँ मनुष्य को सेटिस्फैक्शन मिले और स्वास्थ्य भी मिले, और प्रकृति का भी संतुलन हो और प्रकृति का भी रक्षण हो। थैंक यू वेरी मच सर। अब मैं डॉक्टर देवेंद्र विश्वकर्मा जी से आग्रह करता हूँ। डॉक्टर देवेंद्र विश्वकर्मा, ही इज द प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंटरनेशनल यूथ इकोनॉमिक एसोसिएशन। ही इज एग्जीक्यूटिव committee member of Indian Economic Association and secretary of International Social Science Management Welfare Association. Sir, you are requested to enlighten us with your speech. हम आपका हार्दिक अभिनंदन करते हैं सर। और सर एक ऐसे समाज सेवी और शिक्षाविद हैं जो कि समय समय पर शिक्षा से संबंधित कार्यक्रमों को आयोजित करते रहते हैं और युवाओं को मार्गदर्शित करते रहते हैं। ऐसे युवा विद्वत डॉक्टर देवेंद्र विश्वकर्मा जी से आग्रह है कि हम सबका मार्गदर्शन करें।
थैंक यू डॉक्टर प्रवीण जी, बहुत ही अच्छा आपने कोऑर्डिनेट किया और बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण विषय पे आज हम चर्चा कर रहे हैं। मुझे लगता है इतना महत्वपूर्ण विषय आपने भी नहीं सुना होगा, लेकिन जो विकास की परिभाषा मेरे पूर्व वक्ता ने दी है ये बहुत ही अच्छी दी है। तो सर्वप्रथम मैं हमारे वीसी साहब को, हमारे इस कार्यक्रम में रहे अवस्थी सर को और हमारे पूर्व वक्ता को, इस पूरी टीम को, कोऑर्डिनेट टीम को मैं बधाई देता हूं कि इतना अच्छा विषय समाज के सामने जा रहा है और समाज के जागरण का काम ये कर रहा है। देखिए, जब हम विकास की बात करते हैं, व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट द डेवलपमेंट, तो व्हाट इज द एक्चुअल मीनिंग ऑफ डेवलपमेंट? डेवलपमेंट है क्या? इस बात पे ही अभी एक इतना बड़ा विषय कि इस पे चर्चा हो सकती है। ये विकास की परिभाषा अभी तक तय नहीं हो पाई है। कुछ लोग कहते हैं टू अर्न मोर एंड मोर इनकम इज डेवलपमेंट। किस तरह हम अपना आर्थिक विकास करें, कैसे हम अधिक से अधिक पैसा कमाएं और कैसे हम शोषण की नीति लाएं, वही विकास है। मुझे लगता है ठीक नहीं है और इसलिए व्हाट इज द एक्चुअल मीनिंग ऑफ डेवलपमेंट, हमको इस पे बात करना चाहिए। ठीक है, हम सब मनुष्य ह्यूमन है और इस नाते हमको अपना विकास तो करना ही, अर्थ की भी आवश्यकता होती है, लेकिन किस सीमा तक हमको अर्थ की आवश्यकता होती है और कितना हमको शोषण और दोहन करना चाहिए, इस बात की हमको चिंता भी होना चाहिए। मनुष्य जो है इस पृथ्वी का मुखिया है, मैं ये मानता हूँ। और जब हम पृथ्वी की बात करते हैं तो जल की बात करते हैं, जंगल की बात करते हैं, जमीन की बात करते हैं और जानवर की बात करते हैं। जिस तरह परिवार में एक दादा का कर्तव्य दायित्व होता है, पिता का कर्तव्य दायित्व होता है, इस पूरे सिस्टम में मनुष्य का भी एक कर्तव्य दायित्व है। केवल वो अपनी चिंता ना करे, समाज की चिंता ना करे, वह जल जंगल जमीन और जानवर और पर्यावरण की भी चिंता करे। लेकिन शायद आज ये नहीं हो पा रहा है, और इसीलिए हमारे पूर्व वक्ता ने बहुत ही अच्छी बात कही कि विकास यानी क्या, व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ डेवलपमेंट। अगर आज हमारा जो विषय है हम जाएं तो पहला, जैसे हम डेवलपमेंट की बात कर रहे हैं, विकास की बात कर रहे हैं, आर्थिक विकास की बात कर रहे हैं, इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट की बात कर रहे हैं, पर्यावरण की बात कर रहे हैं, इन्वायरमेंट की बात कर रहे हैं, और पर्यावरण से संबंधित समस्या की बात कर रहे हैं। तो मुझे, मेरा ये मानना है विकास तो ठीक है, लेकिन जब इस विकास में आर्थिक शब्द जुड़ जाता है तो ये एक बड़ी क्वेश्चन मार्क हो जाता है, क्योंकि अर्थ की कोई सीमा नहीं है। आप देखिए, किसी भी व्यक्ति के पास जितना अर्थ आता है उतना और वो अर्थ चाहता है, और उस चाहत में वो विकास ना करके अविकास कर देता है। इसलिए आप पूरे देश में, विश्व में देखिए, पूरा विश्व दो भागों में बटा हुआ है, एक डेवलपमेंट नेशन है, एक अंडर डेवलपमेंट कंट्री है। ये जो अंडर डेवलपमेंट कंट्री है ये अपनी बेसिक नीड्स के लिए आज संघर्ष कर रही है और धीरे धीरे आगे बढ़ रही है। लेकिन जो डेवलप कंट्री है, विकसित देश हैं, वो अपनी पूरी पॉलिसीज और योजनाओं को अंडर डेवलपमेंट कंट्री पे थोप रही हैं। अगर आज पूरे विश्व में पर्यावरण की समस्या है तो उसका कारण अंडर डेवलपमेंट कंट्री नहीं है, छोटे देश नहीं है, ये जो बड़े देश हैं ये है। अगर हम विकास की यहाँ बात करते हैं तो हम किसी से बोलेंगे कि ये कृषक है, ये एग्रीकल्चर का काम करता है, तो लोगों को लगेगा अरे ये कहाँ, ये पुरानी बात आप कर रहे हैं। लेकिन जब हम इंडस्ट्रीज की बात करेंगे, वो इंडस्ट्रीज, अरे वाह आप तो बहुत अच्छे उद्योगपति हैं, आप तो विकसित हैं, इस तरह की बात की जाती है। लेकिन अगर आप एग्रीकल्चर को इंडस्ट्रीज से अलग कर देंगे तो ना वहां डेवलपमेंट हो पाएगा, ना इन्वायरमेंट की बात हो पाएगी। जो मैंने पहले आपसे कहा कि जो मनुष्य अपने स्वार्थ के कारण जल जंगल जमीन को भूलता जा रहा है, और इसी के कारण ये आर्थिक जो विकास के माया जाल में मनुष्य फंसकर अर्थ 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 की बात कर रहा है, वो अपने बेसिक नीड्स से ज्यादा की मांग कर रहा है, डिमांड कर रहा है, और वो पर्यावरण को नुकसान पहुंचा रहा है। इसीलिए आज ये समस्या आई है। तो मुझे लगता है ये इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट को भी समझने की आवश्यकता है। देखिए, जैसे जैसे विकास मनुष्य का होता है वैसे वैसे उसकी समस्या भी बढ़ती जाती है, उसकी आवश्यकता बढ़ेगी, उसकी समस्या बढ़ेगी। अब मैं एक छोटा सा आपको एग्जांपल देना चाहूंगा। जबलपुर में नर्मदा नदी है, और मैंने नर्मदा नदी का एक सर्वे किया प्रदूषण को लेकर। तो मैंने देखा जहां जहां नर्मदा नदी सबसे ज्यादा विकसित हुई है, उसके घाट विकसित हुए हैं, सबसे ज्यादा प्रदूषण वहीं हुआ है। मनुष्य अपने आप को, हमारी गवर्नमेंट भी इस बात में बड़ा फक्र महसूस करती है कि देखिए हम विकास कर रहे हैं। मुझे लगता है वो विकास नहीं कर रहे हैं। देखिए, जल जंगल जमीन कभी अपना विकास नहीं मांगते हैं, आप उनका विनाश मत करिए। विकास के नाम पर ये जो विनाश हो रहा है ये ठीक नहीं है। अब मैंने जो आपको बताया कि जब मैं नर्मदा नदी का सर्वे किया तो मैंने देखा नर्मदा नदी जिस महानगर से निकलती है, चाहे वो मंडला हो, चाहे वो जबलपुर हो, और जिस घाट का सबसे ज्यादा विकास हुआ है वही सबसे ज्यादा विनाश हुआ है। आप जबलपुर में देखिए अच्छे घाट बन गए, तो उसका दुरुपयोग क्या हो रहा है, आदमी अपनी गाड़ी घाट तक ले जाता है और वहां घाट से गाड़ी को धोता है। धोता मीन्स प्रदूषण होता है। और जिस घाट में कोई भी सीमेंटीकरण नहीं है, वहां नेचर है, तो आदमी वहां तक जा ही नहीं पाता है, इसलिए वह सुरक्षित है। तो जो सीमेंटीकरण को हम विकास मानते हैं ये ठीक नहीं है। विकास ऐसा होना चाहिए, उसकी आवश्यकता के अनुरूप होना चाहिए। हमने क्या किया, मनुष्य ने अपनी आवश्यकता के अनुरूप जो विकास कर रहा है उसी का परिणाम आज ये पर्यावरण की समस्या हम देख रहे हैं। मैं एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल देखता हूँ। मैं यूथ हूँ, और जब भी मैं अपने घर से शाम को मंदिर जाता हूँ तो एक शराब वाइन शॉप पड़ता है। उस वाइन शॉप में मैं देखता हूँ सबसे ज्यादा यूथ सुबह से लेकर शाम तक खड़ा हुआ है ना। तो एक तरफ जो वाइन बेचने में मध्य प्रदेश सरकार को सबसे ज्यादा आर्थिक लाभ होता है, उसको रेवेन्यू जनरेट होता है, और वो रेवेन्यू को वो कहाँ खर्च करता है, विकास की योजना में खर्च करता है, डेवलपमेंट की स्कीम्स में खर्च करता है। बिहार सरकार ने इस पर रोक लगाई है, प्रतिबंधित है। मध्य प्रदेश की गवर्नमेंट इसलिए प्रतिबंधित नहीं कर रही क्योंकि मैक्सिमम सोर्स ऑफ इनकम रेवेन्यू उसको उससे मिलता है। एक दूसरी ओर आप देखिए, उस शराब की बोतल में लिखा हुआ है कि शराब पीना शहद के लिए हानिकारक है, इसके बाद भी वो यूथ पीता है। और यूथ वो अनएजुकेटेड नहीं है, है ना, वो पढ़ा लिखा यूथ है, वो पी रहा है। तो एक तरफ सरकार को रेवेन्यू मिल रही है, सरकार रेवेन्यू का 2% 30% इसमें लगा रही है कि हम वहां एक सिविल लगा रहे हैं, नशा मुक्ति केंद्र बना रहे हैं कि कैसे लोग शराब छोड़ दें, और उसकी बोतल में भी लिख रहे हैं। लेकिन आप दूसरी ओर देखिए कि यूथ दिन पर दिन ज्यादा शराब की ओर जा रहा है। तो देखिए यहाँ विकास भी हो रहा है, इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट भी हो रहा है, लेकिन एक हानि भी आपको सामने है। एक और मैं छोटा सा एग्जांपल देता हूँ। जबलपुर में मेडिकल कॉलेज है, और एक बार मैं एक चेकअप को गया तो मेरे साथ में जो व्यक्ति था उससे उन्होंने पूछा कि आप शराब तो नहीं पीते हैं? उसने बोला नहीं पीते हैं। और उस व्यक्ति का जब चेकअप हुआ और कुछ समय बाद हम रोड के सेकंड साइड में कॉफी हाउस में बैठ के कॉफी पी रहे थे, तो वही तीनों डॉक्टर आते हैं, बैठते हैं, कॉफी लेते और एक हाथ में सिगरेट लेते हैं। तो मैंने क्या कि व्हाट इज दिस। एक डॉक्टर वहां बोलता है कि कहीं आप सिगरेट तो नहीं पीते, वो हानिकारक है, शराब तो नहीं पीते, वो बॉडी के लिए हानिकारक है, वो भी एजुकेटेड है। और जो हम लोग थे हम भी एजुकेटेड है, लेकिन वही डॉक्टर जब कॉफी हाउस में जाता है तो सिगरेट और कॉफी दोनों साथ में रहता है। ये क्या है? दिस इज द एक्चुअल मीनिंग ऑफ एजुकेशन। ये शिक्षा और विकास क्या है, तो इसको हमको समझना पड़ेगा। तो सही शिक्षा हमको नहीं मिल पा रही है। जो आज हमारी शिक्षा वो इकोनॉमिक्स से जुड़ी हुई है, आर्थिक विकास से जुड़ी हुई है, उसमें मनुष्य के कर्तव्य और दायित्व को हम भूल चुके हैं, हम पर्यावरण को भूल चुके हैं। आज मनुष्य समझता है कि जल जंगल जमीन और जानवर सब हमारे लिए है, हमारे स्वार्थ के लिए, हम इसका उपयोग करें और हम इसको फेंक दें। यही जो आज समस्या है, ये पर्यावरण की समस्या हमारे सामने है। एक पूरे विश्व में आप देखिए रशिया और यूक्रेन का युद्ध हो रहा है। देखिए दोनों इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट है, दोनों का विकास है, लेकिन उस विकास को, उस आर्थिक विकास का उपयोग वो विनाश के रूप में कर रहे हैं। जो अर्थ के रूप में उनके पास पैसा आया था, उन्होंने से वेपन खरीदे, बम बारूद खरीदे, और दोनों देश एक दूसरे पे डाल रहे हैं, बम विस्फोट हो रहा है, लोग की मृत्यु हो रही है, प्लांटेशन खत्म हो रहा है, पर्यावरण दूषित हो रहा है। ये कौन कर रहा है? ये तो एजुकेटेड है ना। रशिया तो इतना वर्ल्ड की बड़ी कंट्री में है, उसके जो राष्ट्रपति है वो एजुकेटेड है, यूक्रेन में भी एजुकेटेड है। तो ये जो आज समस्या आई ना पर्यावरण की, ये एजुकेशन के कारण मुझे कहीं ना कहीं आई है। वी कैनॉट नो द एक्चुअल मीनिंग ऑफ एजुकेशन। अगर हम जब एक्चुअल मीनिंग ऑफ एजुकेशन समझ जाएंगे तो मुझे नहीं लगता ये समस्या रहेगी। देखिए हमारे भारत में अगर भारत की हम चित्र अपने सामने रखते हैं तो सबसे पहले व्यक्ति उठता था, वो धरती माता को प्रणाम करता था। हम सुबह उठकर स्नान करके तुलसी को जल देते थे, और जब सूर्य के सामने तुलसी को जल देते थे तो जो जल है और सूर्य की रोशनी हमारे शरीर पे पड़ती थी, उसके एक पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट हमारे ऊपर आता था। हम तुलसी को जल देते थे, बरगद को जल देते थे। ये दिस ऑल इज साइंटिफिक है, ये साइंटिफिक है। लेकिन आज के हम एक एजुकेटेड यूथ जो ये फॉरेन इंडस्ट्रीज को, जो मेकाले की शिक्षा पद्धति के द्वारा पैदा हुआ है, उसको हम ये बताएंगे तो वो ठीक इसको नहीं समझेगा। वो तो उसको वो ठीक मानेगा कि एक हाथ में उसके हाथ में कॉफी रहेगी और उसके दूसरे हाथ में उसके हाथ में सिगरेट रहेगी। और मुझे लगता है यही जो एजुकेशन है यही हमको गलत दिशा में ले आ रही है। तो फर्स्ट, अगर हमको ये आर्थिक विकास और पर्यावरण की समस्या के समाधान के बारे में हमको चिंतन करना पड़ रहा है, तो सबसे पहले तो हमको अपना एजुकेशन ठीक करना पड़ेगा। और इस एजुकेशन सिस्टम में भी व्यक्ति के विकास की बात करनी पड़ेगी, इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट नहीं। हम कैसे टू अर्न मोर एंड मोर इनकम नहीं। आज के कॉमर्स युग में देखिए आप बात करिए, किसी भी कॉलेज स्कूल की बात करिए, वो क्या बोलते हैं कि मेरे यहाँ का बच्चा 42 लाख पर ईयर का पैकेज उसको मिल रहा है। या वो एक एग्जाम्पल बेचते एग्जाम्पल देते हैं कि आप हमारे यहाँ पढ़ेंगे तो आपको इतने का पैकेज मैं दूंगा। अरे ये पैकेज क्यों देंगे आप? हम उसके विकास की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं, हम उसके डेवलपमेंट की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं, हम मानवता की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं। यही जो सिस्टम है ना, जो मेकाले की पद्धति जो हमारे देश में एजुकेशन सिस्टम में आ गई ना, इसीलिए जल की भी समस्या आ रही है, जंगल की भी समस्या आ रही है, जानवर की भी समस्या हमारे देश के अंदर आ रही है, पर्यावरण का नाश हो रहा है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल हमारे पूर्व वक्ता ने बहुत अच्छी बात कही। देखिए जैसे जैसे विकास हो रहा ना वैसे वैसे विनाश होगा। इतने मेडिकल कॉलेज आ गए, इतने मेडिकल हॉस्पिटल्स आ गए, इतनी दवाइयां आ गई, लेकिन आप देखिए बीमारी और तेजी से बढ़ रही है। कोविड काल में आप देखिए सब कुछ हमारे पास था, लेकिन पर डे के मृत्यु का रेट देखिए आप, कैसे आदमी मर रहा था। इसलिए विकास, ये साइंस और ये विकास की परिभाषा ये नहीं है कि ये पूरे पर्यावरण को ठीक करेगा। जैसे जैसे विकास हो रहा है वैसे वैसे विनाश हो रहा है। हम एक निबंध भी पढ़ते थे ना, विज्ञान विनाश या विकास। इसलिए हम सबको इस बात की चिंता करने की पड़ेगी कि व्हाट इज द एक्चुअल मीनिंग ऑफ एजुकेशन, व्हाट इज द एक्चुअल मीनिंग ऑफ डेवलपमेंट। केवल क्या हम अपना डेवलपमेंट करेंगे क्या? हम क्या जल जंगल जमीन की बात नहीं करेंगे क्या? हम जल के संरक्षण की बात नहीं करेंगे क्या? हम पर्यावरण की बात नहीं करेंगे? आप हाईवे बना रहे हैं, हाईवे के आसपास के प्लांट को आप नष्ट कर दे रहे हैं। एक बरगद का पेड़, 100 साल का बरगद के पेड़ को आप काट दे रहे हैं, क्यों नहीं आप रोड साइड से लेके जाते हैं? एग्रीकल्चर में आप देखिए कि कैसे हम ज्यादा से ज्यादा हम इनकम कमाए, आप केमिकल खाद लोगों को खिला रहे हैं, आप फास्ट फूड खा रहे हैं। अरे फास्ट फूड में है क्या, इसका चिंतन तो करिए। आप जो बच्चों को जो आप आइसक्रीम खिला रहे हैं उसके अंदर की स्थिति तो देखिए। अभी कल ही मैं एक व्हाट्सएप देख रहा था, एक वो कोई जूस था, उसमें जूस पिया, उसको ठीक है उसने खोल के देखा तो इल्लियां थी उसमें। तो हम नेचर को छोड़कर ये भौतिकवाद की तरफ जो जा रहे हैं, जो एजुकेशन की मीनिंग को हमने चेंज कर दिया है, जो हमारे माता पिता हमारा परिवार बोल रहा है उसकी चिंता नहीं कर रहे हैं, जो भारतीय पद्धति भारतीय संस्कृति बोल रहे हैं उसकी चिंता नहीं कर रहे हैं। हम ग्लोबल के चक्कर में ये विनाश को जो हम अपना रहे हैं, ऐसा विकास इस देश का भी भला नहीं करने वाला, ये हमारा भी भला नहीं करने वाला। अंत में व्यक्ति के समापन में उसको लकड़ी की आवश्यकता पड़ती है, वो यही जल जंगल जमीन में समाहित हो जाता है, लेकिन हम इसको भूलते जा रहे हैं। देखिए एसी का युग आ गया, आदमी पहले घर के छत पे सो जाता था, पंखा आया, कूलर आया, एसी आया, फिर भी गर्मी बढ़ रही है। दिल्ली सबसे विकसित है फिर भी दिल्ली के पास कितनी समस्या है। इसलिए समस्या का अंत नहीं है। आपको एजुकेशन की मीनिंग को समझना पड़ेगा, बच्चों को समझाना पड़ेगा व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ डेवलपमेंट एंड व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट। इसको हमको ध्यान में रखना पड़ेगा, नहीं तो वही सरकार की योजना रहेगी एक तरफ यूथ के हाथ में शराब की बोतल है और सरकार उसमें लिख भी रही है कि शराब पीना सेहत के लिए हानिकारक है, फिर भी यूथ पी रहा है इसके बाद सरकार नशा मुक्ति केंद्र भी खोल रही है। तो ये जो विकास है ना, ये विकास बड़ा क्वेश्चन मार्क वाला विकास है। मुझे लगता है कि इस आर्थिक विकास को समझना पड़ेगा और मनुष्य के कर्तव्य और दायित्व को समझना पड़ेगा। केवल मनुष्य, मैं और मेरा परिवार नहीं, मैं और ये मेरा पूरी पृथ्वी मेरी है, इस पृथ्वी के लिए काम करना पड़ेगा। हमको वनों को बचाना पड़ेगा, हमको जल जंगल जमीन जानवर को बचाना पड़ेगा। अगर आप इसको नहीं बचाएंगे तो एक दिन मनुष्य भी खत्म हो जाएगा। आज जो लोग, जैसे आप देखिए गौ माता की क्या स्थिति है हमारी। अरे गौ माता जितना पृथ्वी को संरक्षण देती हैं, वो हर जगह खाद उपलब्ध कराती हैं, उनको हम छोड़ रहे हैं, हम केमिकल दूध पी रहे हैं। अमूल ने एक ऐड दी है कि ये खुले में दूध मत लीजिए, है ना, उनका पैकेट दूध लीजिए, क्योंकि वो केमिकल युक्त पैकेट दे रहे हैं। वो दूध खराब ना हो इसलिए उसमें केमिकल डालते हैं, तो कैसे वो मैक्सिमम दिन चल सके। लेकिन हम गौ माता का दूध नहीं ले रहे हैं, या भैंस का दूध नहीं ले रहे, बकरी का दूध नहीं ले रहे हैं, और उस पैकेट के दूध में बड़ा मजा आ रहा है हमको। हम घर की लस्सी नहीं पी रहे हैं, लेकिन उस केमिकल युक्त लस्सी में हमको बड़ा मजा आ रहा है। तो इस बात की आपको चिंतन करना पड़ेगा। इसलिए जितनी भी शारीरिक कष्ट हो रहा है इसके कारण हो रहा है। हम जंगलों में जाते हैं या हम सैर सपाटे के लिए जाते हैं, टूरिज्म के लिए जाते हैं, और खुले अच्छे वातावरण में भी, पचमेड़ी जैसे स्थान पे भी लोग एसी के अंदर रहते हैं। तो एसी क्या चीज है, वो कौन सी हवा आपको दे रही है? आप पर्यावरण के साथ ढलिए, आप पर्यावरण में समाहित हो जाइए, पर्यावरण आप में समाहित हो जाएगा, तभी सही विकास होगा। अगर आप ये आर्थिक विकास, ये जो पश्चिम का विकास है अपनाएंगे ना, तो ये पर्यावरण की समस्या दिन पे दिन बढ़ती जाएगी। इसलिए मित्रों, हम सबको एजुकेशन की सही मीनिंग को समझना पड़ेगा, विकास की सही मीनिंग को समझना पड़ेगा, आर्थिक विकास की सही मीनिंग को समझना पड़ेगा। विकास कभी नहीं बोलता मेरा विकास करो, जल ने कभी नहीं बोला, ये मनुष्य ने अपने स्वार्थ के कारण डैम बना दिए, मनुष्य ने अपने स्वार्थ के कारण नहर बना दी, और उसका परिणाम है कि उसका नेचर खत्म हो गया। अगर नर्मदा नदी जी के पहाड़ आप खत्म कर रहे हैं, उसकी रेत निकाल रहे हैं, तो वो आगे कैसे बहेगी? उस रेत में जो कीड़े हैं, छोटे छोटे इंसेक्ट्स हैं, उस पानी को साफ करते हैं, पूरी मछली खत्म होते जा रही है, प्रदूषण को साफ करते हैं। और आप देखिए दिल्ली की यमुना की क्या स्थिति है। हमारी नर्मदा इसलिए बची है कि वो जबलपुर और बैकवर्ड, अभी भी मध्य प्रदेश जैसे यहाँ ज्यादा विकसित नहीं हुआ है, और जहाँ जो भी बड़े सिटीज हैं वहां की स्थिति आप देखिए कि वहां नदियों की क्या स्थिति है। इसलिए मेरा आप सबसे निवेदन है, केवल हम सब मनुष्य होने के नाते अपने कर्तव्य और दायित्व को निभाएं, अपने परिवार में, अपने समाज में जल की उपयोगिता, पर्यावरण की उपयोगिता, भारतीय संस्कृति, भारतीय परंपरा को अपनाइए। घर घर में तुलसी रखिए, नीम का पौधा लगाइए, बरगद के महत्व को सबको बताइए। अगर हम ये कर पाएंगे तो आने वाले समय में पर्यावरण हमारी रक्षा कर पाएगा। नहीं तो कोविड का एग्जाम्पल आप सबके सामने है। आप और हम अपने आर्थिक विकास में, सरकार अपने आर्थिक विकास में जो ये विनाश कर रही है, इस विनाश को रोकने का दायित्व, कर्तव्य और दायित्व हमको है, क्योंकि इस पृथ्वी के मुखिया हम हैं। इस जल जंगल जानवर की समस्याओं का समाधान करने वाले हम हैं। पुनः एक बार मैं सबको इस कॉन्फ्रेंस के आयोजन टीम को, जिन्होंने मेहनत की, मिस्टर ब्रजेश, मिस्टर साहिल, डॉक्टर प्रवीण जी बहुत मेहनत करते हैं, बड़े अच्छे विषय हम सबके बीच में लेके आते हैं। मैं रिस्पेक्टेड वीसी साहब का, डॉक्टर अवस्थी जी का, हमारे जो इंटरनेशनल हमारे बीच में जो जुड़े हैं उन सबका मैं थैंक्स करता हूँ, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। और सभी स्कॉलर्स का, प्रोफेसर्स का, एक राष्ट्रीय मुद्दा था हमारे सामने, वही चिंतन और मनन होना चाहिए। इससे व्यक्ति के जीवन में भी परिवर्तन आता है। मुझे लगता है सबके पास बहुत ही अच्छे अच्छे विचार है। ये एक मंच है, सोशल साइंस एंड मैनेजमेंट वेलफेयर एसोसिएशन, यूथ इकोनॉमिक एसोसिएशन, इस मंच के माध्यम से हम सब अपने विचार यहाँ लाएंगे और अपने आर्थिक विकास के साथ साथ इस सृष्टि के विकास की भी चिंता करेंगे। जय हिंद, जय भारत। मैं एक बार सभी को धन्यवाद देता हूँ कि आपने मुझे यह अवसर प्रदान किया। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच सर। निश्चित रूप से आपने बहुत ही अच्छा मार्गदर्शन किया हम लोगों का और बताया कि किस तरह से जंगल, जल जंगल और जमीन को मनुष्य किस तरह से दूषित कर रहा है, प्रदूषित कर रहा है, और हम विकास के नाम पे कहीं ना कहीं विनाश की ओर अग्रसर हैं। और हमारी जो शिक्षा है, निश्चित रूप से हम केवल सूचनाओं तक सीमित न होकर अपने ज्ञान का और अपनी धरती माता के संरक्षण के लिए भी जब तक प्रतिबद्ध, वचनबद्ध और कार्यबद्ध नहीं रहेंगे, तब तक इस पृथ्वी का, इस भूमि का, इस वसुधरा का संरक्षण नहीं हो सकता है और न ही हम किसी तरह का विकास कर पाएंगे। और जिस तरह से आर्थिक विकास की परिभाषा के मापदंडों को भी फिर से एक बार समझने की जरूरत है, उसी तरह से शिक्षा का और सरकार की जवाबदेही को भी सुनिश्चित करने की आवश्यकता है कि न केवल वैधानिक चेतावनी लिखने मात्र से आप समाज की रक्षा नहीं कर पाएंगे। और हम सभी लोग जब शिक्षित होकर और जो विकास की सही मापदंड है उसके अनुसार आचरण करेंगे, तभी सभी लोगों का वास्तव में विकास हो पाएगा। और हमारी जो प्रकृति है, हमारी जो नदी है, हमारी जो मृदा है, हमारी जो पेड़ पहाड़, पशु पक्षी और जानवर हैं, सभी इस सृष्टि में रह पाएंगे। और निश्चित रूप से यह सोचना कि मनुष्य ये सोचे कि ये सब चीज़ें हमारे लिए है, तो ये निश्चित रूप से सही नहीं है। हम सभी लोग प्रकृति के संरक्षक बने, प्रकृति के निर्माण कर्ता बने। आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। और इसी के साथ इस अंतर्राष्ट्रीय संगोष्ठी में आए हुए समस्त मुख्य अतिथि एवं वक्ताओं का मैं आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। आज के जो हमारे जो मुख्य अतिथि रहे, डॉक्टर जगन जोवानो सर, प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर केपी यादव सर, डॉक्टर भूपेंद्र कुमार सर, डॉक्टर देवेंद्र अवस्थी सर जो कि इंडियन इकोनॉमिक एसोसिएशन के वाइस प्रेसिडेंट हैं और इसमें व्यस्तता के बाद सर ने हमारे लिए समय निकाला। प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर सुदेश कुमार साहू सर, हम आपके बहुत ही आभारी हैं। वी आर वेरी वेरी थैंकफुल टू यू दैट यू स्पेयर्ड योर प्रीशियस टाइम डिस्पाइट ऑफ योर बिजी शेड्यूल। एंड डॉक्टर भूपेंद्र कुमार सर जो कि इथोपिया से हैं एंड ही इज द प्रोफेसर ऑफ डिवेयर टैबोर यूनिवर्सिटी। हम आपके भी बहुत बहुत आभारी हैं सर। और लास्टली प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर देवेंद्र विश्वकर्मा सर जो कि हम सभी के संरक्षक, मार्गदर्शक, और हम जो कुछ भी कर पाते हैं उसके पीछे जो मार्गदर्शन रहता है, जो मोटिवेशन रहता है, वो कहीं ना कहीं डॉक्टर देवेंद्र विश्वकर्मा जी का रहता है। और उन्हीं के मार्गदर्शन में हम लोग चलते हुए कल एक बार पुनः विश्व पर्यावरण दिवस के अवसर पर बहुत सारी गतिविधियां करने वाले हैं। थैंक यू डॉक्टर देवेंद्र विश्वकर्मा सर। और इसी के साथ आज की अंतर्राष्ट्रीय संगोष्ठी का यह सत्र समाप्त होता है और जो अगला सत्र है वो पेपर प्रेजेंटेशन का सत्र होने वाला है। और इसमें आई वुड लाइक टू रिक्वेस्ट टू ऑल द पार्टिसिपेंट टू बी स्टैंड बाय। I will announce their name. They have to acknowledge, and by giving their introduction they can start their paper presentation. There is a facility to present the PPT, and the maximum time is given for each participant is only 5 minutes. So all participants and paper presenter are requested to be standby for their paper presentation. Thank you. So now the paper presentation list is with me, and once again I want to inform to all paper participants that start from introduction, research methodology, data analysis, suggestion and findings, conclusion. So that will be your criteria of evaluation of your paper. So the first paper presenter, Bal Krishna, Dr. Ishwar Singh. Bal Krishna, Dr. Ishwar Singh. Bal Krishna, Dr. Ishwar Singh. Ajay Raj, second. Serial number 2, Ajay Raj. Okay. Serial number 3, Nisha Singh. It is requested to all participants that they acknowledge their name. Nisha Singh, Dr. Kalpana Guha, Dr. Kalpana Guha, Mangesh Dilip Parate, Mangesh Dilip Parate, Dr. M. Venkateswar Rao, Dr. M. Venkateswar Rao, P. Srivani, P. Srivani, Srimati Meera Gupta, Dr. Suchi Sharma, Mr. Rinkesh, Dr. Yogesh Sharma, Rinkesh.
Present,
Okay.
sir.
Sir, you are requested to unmute and present your paper. And all other participants who didn't acknowledge their name, so it is requested to all the participants to be standby. Whenever I will call the name, they are required to unmute and to present the paper. Okay, now please present your paper. Rinkesh ji, please start.
So 1 minute. So my voice is clear.
Yes, your voice is clear.
Good morning, sir, and my colleagues. I am here to present a paper of accessible e-resources at Govind Vallabh Pant University of Agriculture and Technology, a case study. My name is Inki Sarakia. I am a research scholar of library and information science subject and doing PhD from Shri Jagdish Prasad, Jamalpur University, Rajasthan. First of all, the introduction. In present scenario, there are multiple types of e-resources available in the libraries of India. But as per the users of libraries, I just found out that how many users use an e-resources for solving their problems or to finding out their results in North America, not India, sorry. The agriculture products are very much required, and therefore there is need of an agriculture university. After independence, the one of the first agriculture university, which was developed with the help of Indo and American, is agriculture university, that is Panagar University, and it is constituted by ITAR. First of all, I just want to tell you about the e-resources. How many types of e-resources are available? If we say a definition of an e-resources in a one line, I just say that resources available in a library in a digital form is known as an e-resource. There are multiple types of e-resources available in the library of GB Pant University. E-books, e-journals, online database, consortium resources, often access digital repositories, e-news, and e-references. I first of all try to explain all types of e-resources and the availabilities of these in a library of Panagar. First of all, e-books. E-books are a portable software, books on a portable hardware and software system that can be displayed a large quantity of detailed accessible information to the users. An e-book is commonly bundled by a publisher for distribution. In Panagar University, there are two types of facilities available: willing online books and tailors and French books. Second is an e-journal. E-journal is a process publishing and distributing all over the world by electronic networks. It was started in 1980, and the bibliographical database and the full text of an article make it utilized more. In Panagar University, and electronic journals available are American Journals of Civil Aviation, American Society of Mechanical Engineering, South Asian Archive, Springer, Oxford Journals, and etc. An online database. An online database is a comprised recorded keep system. The important thing is that a database allows storing data and getting it or modifying it. There are major databases available is AgriCode, address, CAB abstract, biases. You have just listened about these words. What are the full form of this? I just telling out. AgriCode is an agriculture online access. The library has the database from 1970 to 1995. Address an international system for agriculture science and technology. Database is available from 1972 online. CAB abstract are called CABI, cover all the disciplines of agriculture science and is available from 1973. Biases is a bibliographical database which abstract and citation index. It covers the life science and biometrics, medical science literature. FSTA. FSTA is a food science and technology abstracts and is an extensive abstract database of scientific and technical literature related to food, beverage, and nutrition. The library has this database in CD form in 1969 and continues. And the last is Compendex, Comprised Engineering Index. is an engineering bibliographical database available in the library from 1990. Next is consortium resources. Consortium for an e-resources in an agriculture is called SHARA. More than 4,000 national and international e-journals are available on it. It includes agriculture annual reviews as well as e-books. Next is an online access data repositories. And online access data repositories is an electronic documents that explain the intellectual works or research of a researcher. Data repositories it provides a technologically advanced medium for expressing ideas with less expensive and small space, easy handling, high longevity, and never collective dust. Some data repositories available in Krishi Kosh as well as Shad Gangotri. Krishi Kosh excludes more than 1.5 lakhs PhD and MSc theses and 2,000 other data items. Sorry, 2 lakhs other digital items. And the Shad Gangotri is a repository of Indian research and in progress, includes synopsis or research proposals. Some of the theses of words are stored in scholar.lib.vt.edu, geocities.com, edu.sa, unesco.org. Now, about the e-news. E-news is an electronic newspaper is a self-contained, reusable, and refreshable version of a traditional newspaper that acquires and holds all information in the newspaper electronically. And it requires updating simultaneously. Only updated newspapers are regularly used by the users. E-references. E-references are stored in a CD-ROM format. There are various CD-ROMs. There is a CD-ROM department in our libraries, which stores a data in a form of CD. And when the user go there, he can find out his information from there. Some examples are Britannia and a data Cambridge.org. After telling you about an e-resources which are available in the libraries, as well as which are available in the G.V. Pant University Library, I just want to know that how much type of e-resources are being used by the peoples which go to search the information in a library. For that, I just use a questionnaire survey, which will be conducted in the form of users' reflection. And more than 110 questionnaires were distributed between different users. But 94 users filled a questionnaire which helped me to analyze user e-resources in a library. After collecting the data, I have make an analysis table which has been shown on the screen that how many people you can say. I have also divided the users in a different forms like teachers, research scholars, PG students, and UG students. Ebooks used by teachers is approximately 17%, research scholar 54%, PG 12%, and UG 7%. Simultaneously, different e-journals, online database, consortium resources, online access to data repositories, and e-news has been given a data that how many users use these things and how much efficient they are using these things regularly. After seeing a data, collecting a data and analyzing it in a form of table, I just came in a conclusion that I feel that there are lots of resources available in the library, but the users didn't know that thing. For that, first of all, there should be hoardings of e-resources which are available in the library. And how can we use it? It's also been shown in the hoarding. so that the user can, whenever the user go to the library, after seeing that voting also, he can even easily access the e-resources. Another thing we can do it, we can give our proper information and types of e-resources on a website, and also explain all the details. How can we use that e-resources in a library? And the third, which I feel it, is a short-term training programs should be conducted for the users to explain to use a proper use of e-resources. With all these things, I just closing my presentation. Thanks for listening. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Rinki. Your paper was very nicely presented by you. Thank you very much. Now I would like to request Dr. Kalpana Guha. And before that, I want to make a small announcement that the best paper presenter will get the prize. There is two prizes: the best paper presentation and best PPT. So all participants are requested to be ready with their paper. And now I request Dr. Kalpana Guha ma'am to present her paper.
Thank you very much, sir. Myself, Dr. Kalpana Guha, HOD Economics, Holy Cross Women's College, Ambikapur, state is Chhattisgarh. My topic is development in the field of e-commerce. E-commerce has opened up new opportunities for global trade. With internet connectivity reaching most parts of the world, businesses can now operate on a global scale without having to establish local offices. E-commerce has enabled business to connect with customers anywhere in the world, allowing customers to shop online from their computers or mobile devices. The convenience of shopping online has led to the rapid growth of e-commerce. Now, some trends in e-commerce are artificial intelligence, that we call in short AI. E-commerce businesses are using AI more and more to personalize shopping experiences for customers. AI-enabled virtual assistants can help customers navigate complex websites and provide recommendations for products. Second one is mobile app. E-commerce businesses are developing mobile apps to make online shopping more convenient for customers. These apps give customers instant access to product catalogs and allow for easy checkouts. Now, third one, social media shopping. I say in very short. Then fourth one is social media shopping. Fifth one, blockchain technology. I want to explain it. The use of blockchain technology in e-commerce is increasing due to its ability to provide secure and transparent transactions. Blockchain can be used to track goods from the manufacturer to the customer, ensuring the authenticity and quality of the product. Another one, development in e-commerce. Responsive design. E-commerce websites are increasingly being designed with responsive layouts that adjust automatically to the screen size of the user's device. This development is making shopping easier and more convenient for customers. Now, next one, faster delivery. E-commerce businesses are increasingly offering same day or next day delivery options to satisfy the expectations of customers who want their products delivered very quickly. Next one, personalization. E-commerce businesses are using customer data to personalize shopping experiences for each individual customer. This approach increases customer satisfaction and encourages repeat business. So, these all are trends in e-commerce. The conclusion is the growth of e-commerce has opened up new opportunities for businesses. looking to expand their customer base. Due to technological advancements, e-commerce businesses have been able to improve and expand their offers to stay competitive with the trends and continue to evolve and transform how we shop with the ever increasing adoption of mobile and internet technologies. E-commerce is becoming more prevalent than ever before. It is inevitable that e-commerce will continue to penetrate more industries in the future. The sky is the limit for the e-commerce industry. So it is the conclusion of that paper, and I think that some professors told कि विकास हो तो रहा है, लेकिन जैसा विकास होना चाहिए वो विकास की श्रेणी में हम उसे नहीं रखते हैं। वाकई ये सच है, लेकिन आज डेवलपिंग और डेवलपमेंट, यदि इन दो चीजों के बीच हम डिफरेंस करना चाहें तो डेवलपिंग, हमारा जो इंडिया है वो एक डेवलपिंग कंट्री है जो डेवलप कर तो रहा है लेकिन फुली अभी डेवलप्ड नहीं हुआ है। पर हाँ, ये बिल्कुल सच है कि हम जैसे जैसे डेवलप कंट्रीज की ओर जा रहे हैं, हमें अपने जो रिसोर्सेज हैं उन्हें ऐसे यूज करना है, ऐसे उन्हें काम में लाना है कि हम ऐसा ना हो कि हम अपना ही विनाश करें और हम आगे बढ़ते जाएं। वन प्रदूषण, जल प्रदूषण, साउंड पॉल्यूशन, कई तरह के इस तरह के हम आजकल एनवायरनमेंट में देख रहे हैं, और खुद इंसान अपने आप में भी एक पॉल्यूशन है, इसलिए ह्यूमन बीइंग हम उसको कह सकते हैं। इसलिए हमें आज इन सब को लेकर चलना है ताकि हम विकास की राह पर तो चलें, लेकिन हम इन चीजों को भी सोचते हुए चलें, आगे बढ़ते हुए चलें कि कहीं विनाश इतना ना हो जाए कि हम अपना अस्तित्व ही, अपना एसिस्टेंस ही हम खो दें। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। मुझे आज पेपर पढ़ने का अवसर मिला है, मैंने इसे डिलीवर किया है अपने लेक्चर को, और आज की जो ऑर्गेनाइजर टीम में है ब्रजेश सर डॉक्टर, उनसे मैंने पहले भी एक दो बार बात की, काफी अच्छे से सर ने मुझे रिस्पॉन्स किया। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, सबको नमन है, अभिनंदन है, स्वागत है, प्रणाम है, बहुत बहुत थैंक्स।
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
And
sir.
presented
Yeah,
your paper
thank you,
very
sir.
nicely, that this is the era of e-commerce and e-business.
Yeah,
So your topic was very significant for all of us.
yes,
And you mentioned that the other speaker definition about the development and developing nations, etc. And your thoughts
yes.
was very realistic, that both the things to be in balance. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. And now I would like to request next paper presenter, P. Srivani. Srimati P. Srivani. Okay, just a minute. Srimati Meera Gupta, Dr. Suchi Sharma, Harsha VK, Rita Singh.
Yes, sir. Harsha VK. Thank you, sir.
Acknowledge your name, ma'am.
Hello, Harsha VK. I am president now. Okay, sir.
Sir, when is my paper presentation? Can you give me the time approximately? When is my paper presentation?
5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes, sir.
Sir? No, sir. Actually, it will take around 20-25 minutes for me to present my paper. Is it okay? Because I'm waiting from 12 o'clock.
No, it is too lengthy time, sir. You have to conclude 5.
Sir, actually,
okay.
Yes, sir. It will take around 20-25 minutes.
No, actually 20-25 minutes is more lengthy time, no, sir. So you have to just come to your introduction, findings, and outcomes and suggestions.
Hello, sir.
But anyway, I will give you more time, no problem. Arpit.
Harsha VK, sir. I'm
Okay.
president now.
Okay, please present the paper.
Okay. Today, today presented my topic, youth employment and unemployment in Kerala, issues and challenges, presented by Ashwini K. This is scholar, Department of Economics, University College. So, main introduction, youth unemployment is classified as not getting even one of the number of unemployed with the registered for the employment schemes in Kerala is increasing day by day. According to the India government latest PLF studies in 2020, because the youth unemployment rate is 25% in 50 to 20.8 growth. Then the national average is 21% in 22. As of the 2020, 71% of the professionals are employed. The rising the number of unemployed in the country is the worst picture the country is economy. According to the economic reviews of the Kerala, 36% of unemployment in the period of 2018-19, but the national unemployment is 70%. According to the Kerala review, with unemployment 2017 was 35% during this period. Main objective to analyze the data provides for youth unemployment and unemployment in Kerala, and secondly, to understand the various issues and challenges based on unemployment in Kerala. Methodology, secondary data collected from National Sample Survey Office and the PLF studies and Kerala reviews. Data 2017 to 2021 are used for the research. The data analysis and interpretations, the first of all, rural area and urban area, youth unemployment, male in percentage 54.1, 17-18, female 20.7%. 2000 in rural area, urban area 2017-18, 53.6% male percentage and female percentage 22.1%. 2018-19, 56.9% male and females 25% in rural area. 2019-20, 57.9% male percentage and female percentage 29% in rural area. Then 2019-20, the male percentage 54.9% and female percentage 23.2%. Then education employment in Kerala. In mainly the males 11% and females 35%. So the females education employment than the men. And the guessing of the gender gap, the high gender gap in the female 25% in 2016. The general were seekers and 2017 gender was 25%. Professional technical wage seekers in percentage 6.71 and in 2016 and 2017 51.53. Gender gap means that the female percentage is divided minus the male percentage of education. So main issues, there is a lack of income among the youth. The suicide is the rise of the youth in Kerala. In the appointments to the public sector and today, the underemployment is to the rise among the youth, and fifthly, and unemployment of the educated people is higher than the employment of the uneducated group. Unemployment of the educated people is higher than the men. Sixthly, the declining the employment opportunities for the youth are becoming the causes of unemployment. Seventhly, related jobs are being created as new education courses are being for sanctions for the youth. Eighthly, the youth people's face the related jobs after completing their education. Ninthly, loss of employment among working youth due to the COVID-19. Challenges creating the new jobs as challenge. It is additional responsibility government provide the employment to the return guidance and who knows their jobs due to the COVID-19, payment of educational processes challenges. The governments need to come up with more and more initiatives to help the young people take up new ventures. The campaign from Kerala goes to the following practices. Main results that Kerala are most educated people in India. Therefore, education people suffer without jobs. There is a higher decrease of the negative correlations to the poor unemployed females and the unemployment males compared with the employment females and the employed males. And conclusion, you can employment in Kerala is the high number of those who are skills and the education job seekers are able to find employments in India. They go abroad to seek employment by taking the permanent citizenship, increasing the youth entrepreneurships with the reasons for the creating more jobs in Kerala. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much for such a nice presentation and PPT. Thank you. Now I would like to request Rita Singh, Poonam Binja, Navjot Kaur Nadha, Arpit.
Yes, sir.
Okay, please present your paper.
Yes, sir. A very good afternoon to all. I hope you all are good and a pleasant day. Sir, you got my voice?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Your
ma'am.
voice is clear,
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. So my topic is economic development and environmental problems. Myself, my name is Arpit. I am from Department of Chemistry and from Junjunwala University. I am doing PhD from there. Second thing, first of all, I would like to tell you about what is the meaning of economic growth. First is economic growth. This is GDP. GDP means is gross domestic product, which means an increase in real output. Therefore, with increased output and consumptions, we are likely to see cost imposed on the environment. The environmental impact of economic growth includes the increased consumption of non-renewable resources. Firstly, what we are saying here, non-renewable resources. Higher level of pollution, global warming, and the potential loss of environmental habitat. So these are the things, those who have lost the environmental habitat. As we see the diagram here, graph, we can see one side the consumer goods is written and one side environment. When we can see this one, it is going to be down. Why it is going to be down? Because the non-renewable resources, higher level of pollutions and global warming, because of this reason. After this, what is the external cost of economic growth? First is pollution. We all know very well about the pollution. Increased consumption of fossil fuels can lead to immediate problems such as poor air quality and soot. Some of the worst problems of burning fossil fuels have been mitigated by Clean Air Acts, which limit the burning of coal in city centers, showing the economic growth can be consistent with reducing certain types of pollution. So first thing is pollution is more, that's why economic growth is going down. Second is less visible, more diffuse pollution. While smokes were a very clear and obvious danger, the effects of increased CO2 emissions are less immediately obvious, and therefore there is less initiative for policymakers to tackle. Scientists state that it states the accumulation of CO2 emissions have contributed to global warming and more volatile weather. Now, I am showing here one graph to you. There is a graph on that one. On the left-hand side, CO2 emission is there, and on the one side, years are giving. So it is able, we can see from here, it is going, means consumption, CO2 is going, CO2 per capita is going higher to higher. Why it is so? Because of the pollution, because of deforestation, because of loss of biodiversity, and these are the things. Second thing we can tell, damage to nature. Air, land, water pollution causes health problems and can damage the productivity of land and seas. Next is global warming and volatile weather. What is the global warming? We all know about in global warming, which leads rising from the sea level, volatile weather patterns, and could cause significant economic cost. Last is soil erosion. Soil erosion is also a part of environmental problem, that is deforestation, which resulting from economic development damages soils and makes areas more prone to drought. Now, this is a U-shaped curve. Graph is there. In this one graph, what we want to show here, one theory of economic growth and the environment is that up to a certain limit. Means is here, one is pre-industrial economics, second is the post-industrial economics. In between of it form a industrial economics, that was the turning point. So they want to say here, where the environmental cost of economic activity are home by the poor, by future generation, or by other countries, the initiatives to correct the problems are likely to be weak. Other modes of a link between economic growth and environment. So, three graphs are here. In the first graph, GDP is shown, GDP and capita is shown. In the first one, it is going to be, we can say, anti-clockwise. In the second one, we can say 2.2b, the graph is going straight with environmental damage and GDP. And in the third one, it is going not to be increased, but it is going to be equal. This is a most of a link between economic growth and environment. Next is economic growth without environmental damage. So we can say here, environmental sustainability is divided here into 5 types. First, shift to renewable resources. Second, protect health of ecosystem. Third, avoid excess pollution. Fourth, target welfare, not GDP. Fifth, integrational decisions. Means is this, we can say, limiting consumptions of non-renewable resources should be there. We should use those resources only in which we no need more resources, so that it will affect of our environment. Avoid ecosystems becomes irreparably damaged. Some ecologists argue economic growth invariably leads to environmental damage. There is economists who argue the economic growth can be consistent with a stable environment and even improvement in the environment impact. First thing, I would like to say one thing. If in an environment problem like deforestation, waste management, loss of biodiversity, soil erosion, overpopulation, if this thing is stopped, then our growth of environment is good. So one more, economic growth and environment. The issue of economic growth and environment essentially concerns the kinds of pressures that economic growth at the national and international level places on the environment over time. The relationship between ecology and economy has become increasingly significant as humans gradually understand the impact that economic decisions have on the sustainability and quality of the planet. Like here, management and conservation of nature resources is given here. so our environment is remain so much clean, as we will put our environment clean like this. Next is economic growth. First is what is GDP here. GDP measures a monetary value of final goods and services, that is those that are bought by the final user produced in a country in a given period of time. It
Time limit.
counts.
There is
It
time limit of
counts.
5 minutes only. So you try to
Sir,
conclude.
within a 2 minutes, I'm closing.
Okay.
It counts all the output generated within the borders of a country. Now, how we calculate the GDP? We can calculate with the private consumption plus gross private investment plus government investment. And in a government investment, government spending is coming, in which we are talking about export and import. According to the latest available data from the World Bank, the United States of America is currently the world largest economy with a GDP of over 23 trillion in 2021. This is a graph which will show in 2014 till 2022 how the GDP is going to be increases and how the economic level is going to be decreases. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much for such a
Thank you,
nice
sir.
presentation, ma'am. Now, next
Hello,
serial
sir.
number.
Navjot Kaur.
Now, Jyoth, what is your serial number, ma'am?
Sir, 14. 14.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Please start your presentation.
My topic is economic development and environmental problem. Subtopic is aversive attitude toward countries in environmental situation. Aversive behavior towards environment while on the pathway of economic growth is critical strike on species like flora, fauna. As an example, we are living in area of wetland due to religious practices. Lake is about to vanish. During 1937, it was a beautiful picnic spot. Not only industrialization is cause of environmental degradation, but also there are several other reasons. Although industrialization without proper planning of other parameters is topic of concern, green chemistry and organic chemistry is not in practice. Regular use of chemicals creates water and soil pollution. Most countries are getting aware that environmental and natural source degradation endangers their long-term development potential. Consequently, they are more receptive to implementation of measures which ensure a modernization of effects of development projects on environmental and natural resources. Thanks, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. And a very nice and very brief presentation. Thank you very much. Now, I would like to call Professor Madhu Lakshmi Sharma, ma'am. Professor Madhu Lakshmi Sharma, ma'am. Professor Madhu Lakshmi Sharma. Dr. Reena Yadav. Dr. Reena Yadav. Dr. Reena Yadav. Priyanka Devgaria. Priyanka ma'am. Dr. Reena Yadav. Shikha Poddar. Nilesh Kumar. Prabhavant Pandey. Arvinda Jivi. Dr. Jagdish Chand. Dr. Jagdish Chand.
Yes, sir.
Sir, please unmute and present your paper.
Okay, sir. Okay. So just 1 minute.
If you want to present your PPT, you can share your screen.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Till the time Jagdish Chand is going to be connect any point from any participant.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, this is Kajal Rahul Best. Can I present my paper right now?
Yes, you can send
Sir,
your paper. Yeah, tell me.
Hello.
Yes,
Uh,
you want to send
Sir,
your
I
paper,
guess
na?
Jagdish sir is presenting his PPT, so let him complete. Then after, please allow me to present my paper, sir.
Okay, no problem, ma'am. Tell me your name again.
Sir, Kajal Rahul Best.
Kajal.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
afternoon, sir.
Okay, I will call you your name in last, huh? And
Okay, sir. Sir,
have you sent the paper?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have
Okay,
submitted
no
my
problem.
app
Okay.
and will send paper later.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Now, Jagdish Chandra.
Excuse me, sir.
Jagdish ji, you are ready? Dr. Jagdish Chand, sir. Okay, Dr. Jagdish Chand, sir, your voice is not coming. Please unmute and start presenting your paper.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, after Jagdish, Dr. Jagdish does presentation, we'll discuss with other participants. Now, Dr. Jagdish Chand is presenting. Sir, your voice is not coming, sir. Please unmute.
Yes, sir. Sir, मेरी स्क्रीन दिख रही है, sir?
Yes, sir. Your screen is visible and voice is also loud and clear, sir.
Clear, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. My presentation topic is Water Resource Management and Development, a geographical study of Renuka Dam project. Objectives of the study: to study the socio-economic impacts of the project in the study area, to study the environment impact of the project on the study area. Database and methodology: the study makes use of both primary and secondary data. Extensive field work has been done by conducting structured questionnaires, interviews, and personal observation to order to collect primary data. This is maps of the study area. Renuka Dam project, or my study area. Renuka Dam project is proposed to be located on Giri River in district Sirmaur, Himachal Pradesh, and altitude vary 620 meter to 3,647 meter above mean sea level. And this project is 37 kilometer from Nahan, which is district headquarter of Sirmaur district, and the study area falling within 10 kilometer radius of the proposed Renuka Dam project. ये कुछ जो है फोटोग्राफ्स हैं. Renuka Dam project is proposed will be submerged an area of 1,281 hectare of land, consisting of 485 hectare forest land, 313 hectare of revenue and education land, and 436 hectare private land. Out of the 337 surveyed families, 115 families are losing their houses and 39 families are losing their garages, water mills and shops. Garages ये जो है locally water mills है जिसमें गेहूं का आटा जो है पिसा जाता है. Among all project affected families, 281 families are fully and 44 families are partially affected. ये जो है टेबल है जिसके द्वारा ये सारे विलेज और अफेक्टेड एरिया और लैंड एक्वायर्ड एरिया दिखाया गया है. ये जो है कैटेगराइजेशन ऑफ अफेक्टेड फैमिलीज ऑफ रेणुका डैम प्रोजेक्ट, इसमें जो है कितने फैमिली जो है अपने हाउस लूज कर रहे हैं, कितने जो है शॉप्स लूज हो रही है, और कितने जो है विलेज फुली अफेक्टेड है, कितने पार्शियली है, ये सब जो है दिखाया गया है। Age composition of project affected people, 42% belongs to 0 to 20 years, 35% जो है वो 21 से 40 साल के बीच के लोग हैं, और 17% belongs to 41 to 60 years, 7% fall above 60 years. Educational status of the project affected people, 18% are literate, 30% are primary, 13% are high school, 6 are inter, 4% graduate or postgraduate, 20% are total project people are illiterate. Occupational status of project affected people, the Giri Valley is most fertile region. जो ये गिरी वैली है जहां से ये नदी बहती है, यहाँ जो है सभी लोगों का जो मुख्य एक ऑक्यूपेशन है वो एग्रीकल्चर है, और यहाँ जो है 58% पॉपुलेशन जो है एग्रीकल्चर से जुड़ी हुई है। रिमेनिंग जो पॉपुलेशन है 2% जो है गवर्नमेंट सर्विसेज से जुड़ी है, 1% जो है प्राइवेट सर्विसेज, 1% इन बिजनेस। A people's awareness about Renuka Dam project. 100% of the respondents were aware of this project among the project affected people. 4% supported the construction of dam. 4% लोगों का मानना है कि अगर ये प्रोजेक्ट बनता है तो इससे जो है रोजगार हमें मिलेगा, बट 96% जो पीपल है वो इस प्रोजेक्ट को एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर रहे हैं। उनको लग रहा है कि हमारी जो फर्टाइल एग्रीकल्चर लैंड है वो चली जाएगी, और जो पशुओं के लिए चारा है या जो ईंधन है, जो ये अभी भी यहाँ खाना जो है चूल्हे पर बनाया जाता है, तो ये सारी जो प्रॉब्लम, सारी फैसिलिटीज है ये चली जाएगी। पॉजिटिव impacts on socio-economic life of the study area. Number of marginal activities and jobs would be available to the locals in the project, improves the job opportunities during the construction phase. और बाकी जो है यहाँ एजुकेशन, मेडिकल, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन, रोड नेटवर्क, अगर ये प्रोजेक्ट बनता है तो अच्छा हो जाएगा, और इलेक्ट्रिसिटी की भी अवेलेबिलिटी हो जाएगी। तो ये तमाम जो है पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट्स हैं। इसी के साथ कुछ जो है नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट्स हैं। तो सबसे पहले तो है डिस्प्लेसमेंट ऑफ पीपल, परमानेंट टेम्परेरी चेंजेस इन द लैंडस्केप, लॉस ऑफ फॉरेस्ट बाय कटिंग ट्रीज, जियोलॉजिकल डिस्टर्बेंसेस ड्यू टू द ब्लास्टिंग एंड excavation, soil erosion as the slope cutting operation, और इफेक्ट ऑन फ्लोरा एंड फोना, और एयर पोल्यूशन जो है यहाँ ड्यूरिंग द प्रोजेक्ट जो है उत्पन्न हो जाएगा। तो कंक्लूजन जो है वो इस तरह से है कि अबाउट 1281 हेक्टेयर लैंड ऑफ 32 villages will be either be submerged or acquired for the project construction. Out of the 32 villages, the people from 24 villages will lose their individual land. In all, 308 families will be displaced as their houses are in the submerged zone. 281 fully affected families lose more than 50% of their agricultural land, and 44 families are partially affected, losing less than 50% of their agriculture land. 3 temples and 2 schools are going to be fully submerged. 39 shops, garages will be submerged as a result of the dam construction. Major impacts will be change in land use leading to fragmentation due to submerge of construction of the project. Suggestions: the adverse socio-economic and environmental impacts of large dam can be mitigated through informed decision-making, transparency, and engagement of all stakeholders. Based on the evaluation of baseline data and predicted impacts, suitable management plans to reorganize the negative impacts in the sphere of land, water, air, noise, biological, and socio-economic environments need to be formulated. The project affected families should be given proper training and financial assistance to earn their living. Fishing rights over the reservoir should also be given to the project affected people. तो इस तरह से जो है कुछ मतलब मेरे जो पर्सनल सुझाव है, इस तरह से जो है इस प्रोजेक्ट से निपटा जा सकता है। थैंक्स।
Thank you very much, sir. Very nice presentation by you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, and very nice PPT.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. And now I would like to call Kajal. Kajal,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am here. Am I audible, sir?
Hello,
yeah,
sir.
Please start your presentation.
Okay, sir. So, good afternoon, all. This is Kajal Rahul Baid, research scholar from Department of English, Indra Kala Sangeet Vishwavidyalaya, Kharadar, presenting my paper titled Environmental Theme in the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, a study of their representation in oral traditions of Chhattisgarh. Co-author of the paper is Kanchan Thakur, research scholar from Department of Management Studies, Guru Ghansidas University, Bilaspur, Chhattisgarh. Going towards introduction, the ancient Indian epic, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, are not only celebrated for their profound moral and the philosophical teaching, but also contain rich depiction of the environment and its significance in human life. This essay explores the representation of environmental theme in this epic, especially focusing on the oral traditions of Chhattisgarh. Chhattisgarh is a state in central India, have a vibrant tradition of storytelling and folklore that has preserved and passing down the essence of this epic through generations. By analyzing the oral traditions of Chhattisgarh, we can gain insight into the indigenous perspectives of nature and the environment value that these epics uphold. The study deals into Chhattisgarh's oral tradition, concentrating on the representation of environmental concern in the setting of Indian epics, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. The project intends to unveil the profound environmental wisdom buried within Chhattisgarh local tradition by examining oral histories, folklore, culture, and practice. Environmental harmony. The Ramayana and the Mahabharata convey the idea of environmental harmony, emphasizing the interdependence between human, animal, and the natural world. In Chhattisgarh folktales, the forests, rivers, and mountains are not mere bedrock but living entities with their own agency. For instance, the forests are portrayed as sacred space inhabited by divine beings and sages. This portrayal reflects the belief that the preservation and protection of nature are essential for maintaining a balanced and harmonious existence. Nature as a source of wisdom and healing. In the epic, nature is often depicted as a source of wisdom and healing. The forest becomes place of contemplation and spiritual transformation for the character. Similarly, in Chhattisgarhi oral traditions, the forests are seen as repositories of ancient knowledge where sages and hermits impart wisdom to the seekers. Additionally, certain plants and herbs found in this forest are believed to possess medicinal properties, highlighting the healing power of nature. Ecological balance and the consequences of disruption. The epic also emphasizes the importance of ecological balance and the dire consequences of disturbing the equilibrium. In the Ramayana, the abduction of Sita by Ravan leads to a series of calamities, including drought, earthquakes, and a general imbalance in the natural order. Similarly, in the Mahabharata, the war at Kurukshetra results in catastrophic destruction of loss of life. Chhattisgarhi oral traditions often depict the repercussions of human action that disturb the natural balance, serving as cautionary tale against environmental exploitation and emphasizing the need for responsible stewardship. Conservation of natural resources. Another significant environmental theme in this epic is the conservation of natural resources. In the Ramayana, there are instances where chapters display respect for the environment and its resources. For example, during their exile, Ram, Sita, and Lakshman lived a frugal life, relying on the forest resources sustainably. The Mahabharata also emphasized the value of conserving resources, as seen in the story of Eklavya, who sacrifices his thumb to obey his guru command and not overexploit the forest by excessive hunting. I want to conclude my paper saying the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, as expressed through the oral traditions of Chhattisgarh, present profound insight into the environment echoes of ancient India. These epics underscore the interconnectedness between human and nature, promoting ecological harmony, sustainable resource management, and the dire consequences of environmental disruption. By examining the presentation of environmental theme in oral tradition, we can appreciate the enduring wisdom of this epic and their relevance in the context of temporary environmental challenges. The lessons imparted by the Ramayana and the Mahabharata serve as a reminder of the importance of preserving and cherishing our natural environment for the well-being of current and future generations. That is all from my side. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much,
Hello.
ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. Very nice presentation by you, and thank you all.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Is there any left to present the paper? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Myself, Dr. Lakshman Yadav from Bihar. I want to present my paper, sir.
Just a minute. What is your name, sir?
Dr. Lakshman Yadav.
Okay,
sir,
just
please start.
okay, Dr. Lakshman Yadav.
Sir, Shikha Podar. Shikha Podar here.
Dr. Lakshman Yadav. Okay, next.
Shikha Podar.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, tell me, ma'am.
Shikha Podar.
Who else wants to present the paper?
Shikha Podar.
So, Dr. Lakshman Yadav is already I wrote. Ma'am, next.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will call your name. Please wait. Any other participant left to present the paper?
Shikha Podar.
Yes, sir. All of you are requested to speak one by one, ma'am, because I am not able to listen properly. Can you speak one by one?
Onima Manki, sir.
Yeah, Dr. Onima madam.
जी सर. Yes, sir. Yes.
Onima madam.
Sir, yes. Sir,
Yes, Onima madam.
जी सर, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
Okay. Only 2 minutes length, please short.
जी सर.
Anyone?
शिखा पोदार. शिखा पोदार.
Shikha.
डॉक्टर ओनिमा मानकी, असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर, महिला कॉलेज चाईबासा, बीए डिपार्टमेंट, कोल्हान यूनिवर्सिटी. मेरा टॉपिक है अर्थव्यवस्था के शहरी और ग्रामीण विकास का अन्योन्याश्रित संबंध. भारत के सतत विकास की बात करते हैं तो ग्रामीण और शहरी क्षेत्र दोनों के सामाजिक और आर्थिक क्षेत्रों में उनके संबंधित विकास की आवश्यकता होगी. तभी हम भारत के सतत विकास की संकल्पना या उसके विकास के मार्गदर्शन को सोच सकते हैं. यदि हम बात करते हैं कि ग्रामीण क्षेत्र और शहरी क्षेत्र में यदि कोई एक क्षेत्र छूट जाता है या फिर किसी अन्य सुरक्षित संबंध से विकास से बाहर हो जाता है, तब भारत के सतत विकास की कल्पना हम नहीं करते हैं. इस संबंध में, ग्रामीण विकास के संबंध में गांधी जी की संकल्पना थी कि भारत गांव का देश है और इसकी 73% आबादी गांव में रहती है. अतः गांव के जीवन स्तर ऊंचा उठाए बिना राष्ट्र का विकास होना संभव नहीं है. इसलिए आजादी के 6 दशकों में गांव की गरीबी दूर करने तथा रोजगार के अवसर को बढ़ाने के लिए केंद्र तथा राज्य सरकारों ने समय समय पर अनेक योजनाएं एवं कार्यक्रम चलाए हैं. और इसी के संदर्भ में जैसे कि आज की जो आवश्यकताएं हैं वस्तुओं और सेवाओं और सूचना और प्रौद्योगिकी के माध्यम से राष्ट्रीय विकास में महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाते हैं. तो इस प्रकार ग्रामीण विकास जब सतत विकास की आधारशिला होती है तो शहरी क्षेत्र में भी ये होती है. इसलिए ये जरूरी है कि जहां शहरी क्षेत्रों में गरीबी, खाद्य सुरक्षा, रोजगार और आय के अवसरों की कमी पूरी की जाती है, वहीं गांव में भी ये सारी चीजें पूरी की जानी है. और ये विकास का लक्ष्य है कि इसके अनुरूप ही स्वास्थ्य सुविधाओं और सामाजिक सुरक्षा तथा सीमित पहुंच, जिसमें कि आता है जलवायु परिवर्तन, जो हम कड़े मुद्दे पर आज इस अंतर्राष्ट्रीय कॉन्फ्रेंस में बात कर रहे हैं कि पर्यावरण संकट के मामले में शहरी क्षेत्रों से ज्यादा पिछड़ रहे हैं. इसलिए ग्रामीण लोगों के सामने आने वाली चुनौतियों से पार होने के लिए आवश्यक निर्णय लेने की आवश्यकता है. इसमें ग्रामीण और शहरी विकास समग्र आर्थिक विकास में पूरक भूमिका निभाते हैं. एक दूसरे से भिन्न होते हुए भी मानव विकास में सुधार के लिए उन्हें एक साथ बढ़ना और समृद्ध होने के लिए कोशिश की जाती है. दोनों में संतुलित दृष्टिकोण की आवश्यकता है और ग्रामीण और शहरी विकास की गतिविधियों को आवश्यक संसाधनों के विकास पर ध्यान केंद्रित करना उचित है. मैं कहना चाहूंगी कि दोनों के विकास से ही अर्थव्यवस्था के शहरी और ग्रामीण विकास की योजनाओं के साथ जो बुनियादी सुविधाओं को ध्यान में रखने की आवश्यकता होती है वह हमें पूरी करनी चाहिए और इसके लिए सरकार समय समय पर सुनिश्चित योजनाओं को चला रही है. मेरा सुझाव है कि समय पर तत्पर रहना और आवश्यक समय पर जो योजनाएं चल रही है उसके द्वारा जनहित में जारी सभी सुविधाओं को अपनाना और प्रत्येक लोगों को इसके लिए आगे बढ़ना चाहिए. इतना ही कहकर मैं अपने शब्दों को विराम देती हूँ। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
A very nice presentation. Dr. Lakshman Yadav ji requested
कविता कुमारी from हजारीबाग यूनिवर्सिटी.
Sir, please check Nandlal Department of English, sir. कविता कुमारी जी हैं.
रविंदर कौर from Guru Nanak Khalsa College, Yamunanagar.
Yes, sir. Ravinder Kaur.
Yes,
Yes, sir. It's Ravinder Kaur.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
please.
Yes, sir. Myself, Ravinder Kaur from Guru Nanak Khalsa College, Yamunanagar. My topic is rural development, a study of role of government initiative in India. हमारे देश का विकास तब तक नहीं हो सकता जब तक हमारा ग्रामीण विकास नहीं होगा. सो रूरल डेवलपमेंट क्या है? रूरल डेवलपमेंट रेफर्स टू द मेथड ऑफ एनहांसिंग द क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ एंड फाइनेंशियल वेलबींग ऑफ इंडिविजुअल्स, specifically living in rural and remote areas. So we can say that rural development still remain the core of the overall development of the country. More than 2/3 of the country's people is dependent on agriculture, and 1/3 of rural India is still below the poverty line. So therefore it is very important for the government to be productive and provide enough facilities to upgrade their standard of living. Rural development is important not only for the majority of the population residing in rural areas, but also for the overall economic expansion of the nation. So, what is my study today? My main area of the research paper that have been taken into account the development objective of rural areas, government schemes for rural development, and impact of government schemes on rural areas. So objective, I think I have explained my objective that we want to understand the role of government scheme in rural development, and the secondary objective of this study is to presenting the effect of the government schemes on rural area people. So we have taken 3 types of plans, that is the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana and Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana and the Pradhan Mantri Nidhi Samman Yojana. So Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana is a national mission for financial inclusion to ensure access to financial services, banking, saving and deposits accounts, remittance, credit, insurance, pension. So objective kya tha is plan ka? That is to ensure access of financial product and services at an affordable cost and the use of technology to lower cost and widen reach. So प्रधानमंत्री जन धन योजना से बहुत लोगों को जो है उन्होंने डिफरेंट अकाउंट्स ओपन किए हैं, और जो है इसके साथ जो हमारे अगर हम डिपॉजिट्स की तरफ देखें तो इन करोड्स इट्स 1,46,230 करोड़ इन इवन 21. सो नेक्स्ट जो हमारी है इसके साथ ही जनधन दर्शक ऐप भी शुरू हुआ, जिससे भी हमारे ग्रामीण लोगों को बहुत हेल्प मिली. इसके बाद जो हमारी प्रधानमंत्री उज्ज्वला योजना बनाई गई, ये गवर्नमेंट स्कीम थी जो 2016 में लॉन्च की गई थी, जिसका मेन मकसद क्या था कि डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ द 50 मिलियन LPG कनेक्शंस टू वुमेन व्हिच आर बिलो द पॉवर्टी लाइन. वी नो वेरी वेल द अनक्लीन कुकिंग फ्यूल कॉजेस डेथ्स. जो हमारे बड़े सारे रीजंस बनते हैं हार्ट स्ट्रोक के, क्रॉनिक ऑब्स्ट्रक्टिव पल्मोनरी डिसीजेस के और लंग कैंसर के. सो LPG कनेक्शन दिए गए उन फैमिलीज को जो बिलो पॉवर्टी लाइन थी टू एंश्योर यूनिवर्सल कवरेज ऑफ कुकिंग गैस इन द कंट्री. सो दिस स्कीम कैन बी अ टूल फॉर विमेन एम्पावरमेंट इन दैट LPG कनेक्शन एंड क्लीन कुकिंग फ्यूल. अगर हम अपने WHO की एक रिपोर्ट देखें तो WHO की रिपोर्ट हमें ये बताती है कि अराउंड 300 करोड़ पीपल कुक यूजिंग ओपन फायर सिंपली स्टोव दैट यूज kerosene, biomass and coal, and around 40 lakh people die prematurely every year from illness that is attributed to household air pollution. So बड़ा ही एक हमारे पास एक शॉकिंग और ये डाटा है कि एयर जो हमारे घर की एयर पोल्यूशन है उससे भी कितना नुकसान हमारे पास पहुंच सकता है। तो हमारी जी जो उज्ज्वला योजना दी गई ये भी रूरल डेवलपमेंट के लिए एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट स्टेप माना गया। उसके बाद बात करते हैं हम प्रधानमंत्री निधि सम्मान योजना की। सो इट वाज लॉन्च्ड ऑन 24 February 2019 to supplement financial needs to landholding farmers, so to protect them from falling in the clutches of money lenders for meeting such expenses and ensuring their continuance in the farming activity. Now I will like to conclude my paper that the government of India announced several schemes in which Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, that is for the financial inclusion for ensure access to financial services, and Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana, that is for providing LPG connections to women of below poverty line, and Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi Yojana to provide supplement financial needs of land holding farmers. इनमें से ये हमारी स्टडी ये बताती है कि 55.47% जो जनधन अकाउंट होल्डर हैं वो विमेन हैं और 66.69% जो जनधन अकाउंट्स हैं वो रूरल और सेमी अर्बन एरियाज में हैं। तो ये एक हमारा एक साइन है, एक इंडिकेटर है कि हम ग्रामीण विकास से अपने इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ की तरफ बढ़ रहे हैं। थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much for nice presentation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And thanks to you to giving me this opportunity to present this paper and for this wonderful organization.
Dr. Lakshman Yadav.
Sir, can I?
Dr. Lakshman Yadav, please present your paper.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good afternoon, all of you, sir. Myself, Dr. Lakshman Yadav, Assistant Professor, Department of English, GMRD College, Mohanpur, Samastipur, Bihar. Respected chairpersons and scholars from different parts of India and abroad, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to present my paper on importance of ELT in higher education. Now, the business communication in today's business environment is dominated by technological aids. The importance of traditional skills in using the elements of a standard English can't be ignored. One must have acquired adequate English language skills in his academic life. English is considered as international communication language, and this globalization era, its effectiveness and efficiency can't be underestimated. English has become the lingua franca of the academic and professional world. The increasing demand of English language is a direct response to the recognition that English facilitates prosperity through providing access to global communities, international relations, commerce, and international law study, qualifications, personal development, and mobility. The importance of English both as on international languages and as a linked language is now widely accepted. It is also well known that students belonging to the rural areas have problems learning, writing, and speaking English. With the upswing in economic activities and with the service sector booming in the country, there is an explosion of opportunities available to persons at different levels of competence and skills. All that is required is the added advantage of the ability to communicate effectively in English. Now, in this era of globalization, many multilingual companies have started setting off several outfits for their operations in India. They require a large workforce in various disciplines and talented students who are in strong communication skill and soft skill training to be successful in one's career. One not only strong in listening, speaking, reading, and writing, but also team dynamic, presentation skills, decision making, negotiation skills, and the like. Now, most of the members of faculty follow the traditional method of letter writing. The faculty gives emphasis to write essay and paragraphs in written English. Most of the students depend on some popular guides which are easily available in the market. We implemented effective communication skills such as paradigm shifts, motivation, and mentoring, interacting with the students, effective use of audio-visual aids, and multimedia, group discussion, current news awareness and analysis, role play and skill, debate, English for a special purposes. Now, this all be done only if the classroom is of manageable size. Another shortcoming is the non-availability of the required technology. The colleges and facilitators in the rural areas should rise the occasion and provide a good platform to enhance the quality of the students and enable them to success in their career and life. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for such a nice presentation, sir. Now, is there anybody left to present the paper?
Yes, sir. Shikha Poddar.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nandlal, Department of English, APSQ.
Okay, please acknowledge and please give your introduction and start presentation, one by one.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir. Myself, Dr. Mamta.
Sir, I Nandlal from Department English. Can I present my
Hello, this
paper?
is Nilesh Pandey.
Shikha Poddar.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yes. Okay. First.
Hello.
Yeah. First, one by one, please present. Give your tell me your name.
Shikha Poddar.
Sir, Nandlal,
And
sir,
present.
Nandlal,
Hello.
Nandlal, sir. Yes.
Nandlal ji, okay. You start 3 minutes only. Please start.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I Nandlal from Department of English, APSU, Riva. I also want to represent my paper on the topic of psychoanalysis interpretation of characters in the novel Man Out of Time by Stephanie Bishop. Psychoanalysis is an approach to treating specific entity problems of a psyche by inspecting everyone on the manner in which victims might benefited from some memorable inventions, their previous existence, dreams, and whatnot. This is work to find the thread away from the figures of the remembers, tensions, want affecting one's way to behavior without one's information, therefore. The point of this paper to make an detailed interpretation of the characters in the novel Man Out of Time by Stephanie Bishop to reveal the secret reasons for the despondency in this modern era, to let the person free from this conflict in this manner, dissolving, upsetting sides. This article will check out the view of the behaving of the various characters in the Stephanie Bishop's book. The analysis is people have and longings, desires, and many more things that also involved and described in this novel. The annotation of this article will fall into the how analysis can help to the reader, critics, and examiner to internal function, personalities of the character. This paper attempts to study the protagonist and the other major characters to light to the psychoanalysis examination. This is the way of examining the characters' anxiety, desires, temptations, behavior, and many more things. Bishop is familiar with the unique characters formation. Through this characters, a keen understanding of human nature is depicted. This paper is detailed to the human psycho, unconsciousness, consciousness, motives, and many more things that is also very popular by this way. Thanks, sir.
Better. Introduction, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. I think,
Hello, sir.
yes, sir.
Hello. Sir, this
Yes,
is
sir.
Nilesh Pandey.
Nilesh, sir. Okay, sir. Please start.
Shikha Poddar also
Yes, sir.
present.
Okay, start.
Hello.
Okay, okay. No problem. पहले
Sir, may I speak? May I speak, sir?
sir, please one by
Hello.
one.
Sir, this is
Yes, sir.
Nilesh Pandey. Nilesh Pandey.
Okay, Nilesh, sir. Just a minute. Nilesh Pandey, sir. Okay, next. Shikha, madam.
Yes, yes, sir.
And who other next? I am just typing the name.
आ गया है?
Next participant.
आ गया है?
Hello.
Hello.
Sir.
So this is Nilesh Pandey, sir.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, may I speak? May I speak?
Yes, sir. Now, Sri Nilesh Pandey ji is presenting.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, my topic is an analytical study of the impact. Am I audible, sir? Am I audible? Am I
Yes,
audible?
yes, sir.
Once again, I'm reminding my topic. My topic is an analytical study of the impact on Skill India.
Sir, your
Hello.
voice is
Hello.
not coming. Is there
Now,
any issue?
now,
Yeah.
now, sir.
Now voice is coming, sir. Yes, yes.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Actually, I would like to introduce my topic. Skill India is a campaign launched by the central government on July 15, 2015 and aims to train over 40 crore people in India in various skills by 2022. He initiated four important topics under the Ministry of Skill Development. Skill development is an important part of poverty aviation elevation by helping entrepreneur empowerment, improving productivity and sustainable enterprise development, income growth and development. Overall, it is all about the economic development because most of time we have studied that in economics there is a problem of unemployment. But the reality on the ground, zero ground report is there is lot of employment if the person is skilled. Hello, am I audible, sir? Hello,
Yes, yes,
hello.
please continue, sir. Continue.
Yes, sir. Your voice
Yes.
is coming. You are loud.
Yes, sir, you can continue.
Okay, sir. Actually, sir, the study states that there is an urgent need for skill development in the country to adapt technology and achieve women's empowerment. Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana is considered to be the major skill development scheme of Skill India. The aim is to enable the youth to undergo training for a better livelihood. Under this scheme, assessment and training fees are covered by the government and can be certified to person with previous experience. Oracle, I would like to give you the example of Oracle. Under this scheme only, the Oracle announced on February 12, 2016 that it would be built a new 2.8 million square foot campus in Bangalore. And I would like to say, sir, this has been announced and the work has already been progressed and now it is already started and they have given, they have started with the training, skill training program to too many employees and there are so many people are employed under this scheme. Also that, sir, as we are having a very less time, I would like to give the components of this Skill India program. That is short-term training, skill and employment fair, introduced to previous education, special project, and supervision guidelines, placement guidelines. There are many more I would like to say. Some schemes are also there, but as 3 minutes I've got, so I would like to explain some of the objectives, some of the significance of my study. Skill and knowledge are the driving force of economic growth and social development of any country. India currently has a shortage of well trained, skilled workers. Therefore, India should focus on enhancing skill training efforts to meet the demand of employers and drive economic growth. India is one of the youngest nation in the world with over 54% of the population under 25 years of age and over 62 years of the population being in working age, that is 15 to 59. Skill development has become a major priority for the country. This will not only be necessary for economic development, but will also help in fulfilling aspirants, the youth, for better quality, well-paid jobs and self-employment opportunities. The objective of my study, that is, to study the factors that motivate trainees to attend Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana through the Skill India program, to study the effectiveness of training, ensuring skill development of trainees under Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, to study the impact of Skill India initiative development, Palghar district, identification of barriers to skill development of Pradhan Mantri Vikas Kaushal Yojana, to study opportunities of employment under skill program, skill development and employment opportunities and their impact. My scope for studies, the scope of studies, this will study focus on various motivational factors, training effectiveness and skill development of trainees under Pradhan Mantri Vikas Kaushal Yojana. The study will also help to enlighten the impact of Skills India initiative on the development of Palghar district. As my topic is a special reference to Palghar district about the Skill India, it will also identify barriers to the Skill India initiative. Sir, should I say research design and sampling design also?
No, not required.
Okay, not required.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes,
Sir, can I present my paper now?
You can go ahead as per your convenience, na? Because
Yes.
you have a limited time. So what? Because we have to give the best paper presenter prize also. So you have to decide that what you want to present or what you don't want to present.
Sir, Venkat
Okay.
Bandalapur.
Okay, sir. So
we
I would like. Hello.
Yes, sir. We continue.
Yes, sir. Yes,
In
sir.
very short, you
I
have
would
to
like.
complete. Huh?
Yes, sir. I would like to say the skill development for employment approach. I would like to say improved training and skill development is critical to providing better employment opportunities to a growing young population and is essential to sustaining high growth rate. The objective of the National Skill Development Policy is to enable all individuals through improved skills, knowledge, qualification, provide decent employment and ensure India's competitiveness in the global market. The scope of national policy on skill development includes institutional based skill development, including it is industrial training, ITCs, that is Industrial Training Center. Therefore, the government has initiated many skill training centers all over the India, vocational schools, technical schools, polytechnic schools, there are ITI courses, there are so many courses has been initiated to enhance the Skill India program into the youth. According to a report, despite the uncertain financial situation, most it is have been seen almost 100% placement on campus. Talk to the cross section of it is across the country, and the response is better than before. According to the report, ITI Andheri, as I'm staying in Mumbai, according to the report ITI Andheri, Mumbai or Andhra Pradesh says their recruitment is 100% done. At ITI Bhimaram, 9 companies including Ashok Legend and other companies are also there given the good placement to many employees under the Skill India program. Expert says that the increase in the interface between companies and it has also led to improved placement along with the improved skill. The report cites the case of students from Karjat, Maharashtra, who after completing 2 years of hospitality management from a local ITI spent rupees selected
Sir,
on
your
monthly
time,
income.
Sir, thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Ah.
Sir, Shikha Pradar this side.
Okay, Shikha, man.
Okay, can I present?
Yeah, for 3 minutes only. Huh?
Okay, okay. Everyone, this is Shikha Podar and my topic is financial inclusion and digitalization and environment perspective. As we have only 3 minutes, so I'll sharing the crux of my paper only. Regardless of whether economic growth is considered a crucial factor for environment or an opportunity, the financial sector plays an important role in economic growth, and consequently, its influence on the environment based on demand-side hypothesis of the growth finance interconnection. An expansion of economic activities causes the financial sector to magnify its services and product based on the view that financial support creates consistent and sustainable growth. One of the major strategies to curb environment degradation is the implementation of financial inclusion while providing reasonable green and reliable energy services. Financial inclusion as a component of sustainable economic and financial development has been intensively discussed, and it is agreed that it promotes economic growth. Financial inclusion is a part of Sustainable Development Goals, and its financial inclusion principles are commonly established as agent for several development strategies. The inclusiveness of various groups of society in the financial system warrants, among other, capital allocations, circulations, pooling, and saving to fulfill the requirement. In the era of globalization, the advancement of more sophisticated technology tools that increases need for energy production and consumptions, which in turn adds to challenges and concern around environmental issues. In theory, financial inclusion could influence the environment negatively via easy access to financial product and services that increase production and industrial expansion, leading to environment degradation. However, the financial sector may also play a significant role in reduction of environmental concern around energy emission by promoting the use of more advanced and green technologies that mitigate the environmental effect of energy production, supply, and consumption. State-of-the-art technologies that support a green and clean environment can foster economic development and preserve the environment. Therefore, financial inclusion can be a vital factor in carbon dioxide emission reduction. According to IPA, financial inclusion can alleviate hardships and constraints faced by poverty-stricken groups in society, such as farmers who are in need of capital to invest and implement cost-effective and cleaner technologies. The rise of information and communication technologies has produced various advantages of economies. Information and communication technology facilitates trade by allowing new markets to interact and create growth opportunities for developed and developing economies. It also eases information transformation and enhances the tool of education, health, and production. Undeniably, ICT is a key success factor in achieving the Sustainable Development Goal. ICT comprehensively contributes to achieving all goals of sustainable development and has become pivotal for economic and business decisions. With lower cost and enhanced productivity, the opportunities offered by information and communication technologies are numerous, with cost saving and convenience becoming buzzwords. According to ICT has led to energy efficiency through integrating renewable energy in all aspects of so-called green information and technology. Information and communication technology contributes significantly to enhancing energy efficiency goals through related artificial intelligence and grid optimizing system. However, the growth of information and communication technology uses devices worldwide through mobile, banking, e-government, and social media has critical effect on energy consumption. The demand for energy is on the rise, and in turn, proportion of information and communication technology to greenhouse gas emission will ultimately increase, leading to environmental degradation. I want to conclude with these words. Thank you, everyone.
Sir, can I present my paper? Mandala, Venkat Mandalapur.
Hello.
Venkat Mandalapur.
Yeah, tell me who is that? Hello? Yes, sir. Tell me who
Hello,
is
can I present?
that? I'm audio clear, sir?
हेलो
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ डॉक्टर एक can I
Sir,
present my paper to
Venkat Mandalapu, Dr. Venkat Mandalapu.
डॉक्टर एक हेलो स्टार्ट सर
Yeah, tell me, ma'am, who wants to present paper now?
Venkat Mandalapu.
डॉक्टर एक यमा रेवतकर
Dr. M. Venkat Rao, huh?
डॉक्टर यमा रेवतकर हेलो
Yes, just a minute. I'm just taking your serial number. Ma'am, your name is not there, I think.
yes sir I am sending my research paper
Okay. Tell me, okay. And who is the second participant?
डॉक्टर यमा रेवतकर
Dr. Rama.
डॉक्टर यमा रेवतकर
Okay. Okay, ma'am, please start your presentation. Huh?
can I
Please
sir
present.
can I
Yes,
start my presentation
yes, yes.
yes thank you sir thank you very much so my presentation topic is utilization of banana plants agriculture waste for the manufacture of the biocomposite and the human welfare. Agriculture waste produce a large amount of biomass that present a threat to the environment. Once the fruit is harvested, the banana plant is left to rot and has no future use. Once research has utilized the sap of locally grown banana plant, Musa Cavendish, to produce a hybrid pyrazine which was reinforced with the banana fibers to form a biocomposite. The mechanical, tensile, flexure, and impact, and the thermal analysis and the differential scanning calorimetric and the biodegradability properties of the bioresin and biocomposite were conducted. The results were compared to control sample without the banana sap in the resin formulation. The tensile module and the strain shows the improved result as compared to the control sample. The flexure modules and the strain also show increased result and compared to the control sample. The result shows improved and comparable mechanical and thermal properties of the biocomposite suggestion the possible application in automotive industries. Biodegradability tests prove that the biocomposite shows the evidence of decomposition over the period of time. The cellulose fiber from the waste banana plants have great potential as a reinforced material due to the abundant availability, lightweight, renewable, biodegradable, and cost-effective waste biomass such as the banana plant waste can be useful commonly for the various application and sustainability. So with this, all the things, I am conclude my topic. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Venkat
Thank you.
Mandalapu.
Who is left, sir?
Venkat Mandalapu.
Okay, Venkat, sir, you are the last presenter. Huh? Please present your paper.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. My paper is the comparative study of the effect of malathion organophosphate on the electrophoretic binding patterns of esterase enzymes in gill and liver tissue of Labiorohita hamilton. Fish is a major source of the nutrition and also cheaper. Fish meal contain vitamin A and also vitamin D. Fishes are used as the bioindicators of the aquatic water pollution. When the organophosphates like the malathion enters into water, fish health, not only fish health, the total aquatic body health is affected. In this present study, we have studied the effect of malathion on the electrophoretic binding patterns of esterase isoenzymes in the gill and intestine tissue of the Labiorohita fish, freshwater fish. Material methods. Fishes are collected from the freshwater around Kakatiya University, Warangal, nearby. About 60 to 70 grams of the adult fishes were collected from the river and they are acclimatized in the laboratory for 7 days. After acclimatization, we have tested the esterase enzymes in the control without malathion drug. In the control, we have estimated the esterases by the page means polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis, 7.5 page gel electrophoresis. In the control, we have seen the 3 bands of esterase 1, 2, and also 3, which are highly intensified. After the malathion drug is exposed to the fish tissue, and the experiment shown that all the 3 esterase enzymes were severely affected, moreover, in the gill tissue rather than intestine. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much to one and all. And because this was a very wonderful international conference.
प्रवीण सर,
Yes, sir.
एक डॉक्टर रीना यादव मैडम है from
Okay,
Allahabad.
Okay. Dr. Reena Yadav, ma'am, you are requested to present your paper. Dr. Reena Yadav, ma'am, is requested to present a paper. Ma'am, you are requested to unmute and then start your presentation. Dr. Reena Yadav. डॉक्टर रीना यादव मैम से ये आग्रह है कि वो अपने आप को अनम्यूट करें और अपना पेपर प्रेजेंट करें. डॉक्टर रीना यादव. मैडम, क्या आप हमारी आवाज सुन पा रही हैं? डॉक्टर रीना यादव.
Okay, no problem, sir. Please continue, Praveen, sir.
ओके सर, धन्यवाद सर, थैंक यू सर. आज की जो अंतर्राष्ट्रीय संगोष्ठी है उसमें आपने जो अपना मॉर्निंग सेशन था एंड फॉलोड बाय आपका पेपर प्रेजेंटेशन सेशन था, उसमें जो हमारे प्रतिभागियों ने अपने पेपर प्रेजेंट किए और जो हमारी जो चेयरमैन और टेक्निकल टीम है जिसके लिए एक टास्क था कि उन्हें बेस्ट पेपर प्रेजेंटेशन अवार्ड और बेस्ट रिसर्च पेपर अवार्ड के लिए आप लोगों के 20 से लोगों को चुनना था, तो उनका रिजल्ट मेरे पास आने वाला है. यस मैम. रीना यादव मैम, ओके. चलिए मैम, जब तक हेलो, डॉक्टर रीना यादव इज नाउ अवेलेबल and you are requested to unmute and present your paper. Dr. Reena Yadav. Yes, ma'am. You can present your paper. Please unmute and start your presentation.
सर मैं प्रेजेंट करूँ क्या सर?
सर अभी नहीं, अभी डॉक्टर रीना यादव प्रेजेंट करेंगी. एंड आपका नाम इस लिस्ट में है नहीं सर.
डॉक्टर कीर्तन का
राजेश्वर किरण सर. यस, प्लीज स्टार्ट सर. फ्रॉम महाराष्ट्र सर.
ओके.
हाँ.
एडवाइजरी बोर्ड मेंबर ऑफ सोशल साइंस एंड मैनेजमेंट वेलफेयर एसोसिएशन.
ओके सर, प्लीज
स्टार्ट. डॉक्टर राजेश्वर किरण कीर्तनकर सर.
Okay, sir. I am audible, sir?
Yes, sir. You are loud and clear, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Very good afternoon to all. I am Dr. Kirtankar RV from Maharashtra, and my paper present topic is economic development. मैं सिर्फ यहाँ पे कंक्लूजन टाइम के अनुसार करना चाहता हूँ. मेरा टॉपिक इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट है. आर्थिक वृद्धि एवं पर्यावरण संरक्षण दोनों में परस्पर अंतर संबंध है, परंतु वर्तमान एवं भविष्य की गुणात्मक एवं मात्रात्मक आधारभूत मानव आवश्यकता प्रत्यक्ष एवं परोक्ष रूप से संसाधनों के अनुकूलतम उपयोग बिना पर्यावरण के क्षति पहुंचाए हुए पर निर्भर है. मानव अस्तित्व बनाम पर्यावरण संरक्षण में विवाद वस्तुतः 80 के शुरू में हुआ था, जिसका मूलभूत कारण मानव का अपने अधिकारों के प्रति जागरूक होना है. आर्थिक विकास के बिना पर्यावरण संरक्षण संभव नहीं है. विकासशील देशों में जैसे भारत इत्यादि जहां विकास प्रक्रिया बहुत धीमी है, पर्यावरण संरक्षण आर्थिक विकास के लिए बाधक है. एक रिपोर्ट के अनुसार वित्तीय वर्ष 1990 में भारत में कुल प्रति व्यक्ति राष्ट्रीय उत्पादन $350 अमेरिकन डॉलर था, जबकि जापान में $25,430 था। कुल मिलाकर विकसित देशों में जैसे जापान विकसित देशों में अपेक्षित 7 गुना प्रति व्यक्ति कुल राष्ट्रीय उत्पादन अधिक है। विश्व के प्रतिवर्ष लगभग 0.6 अरब हेक्टेयर वन भूमि का कटाव हो रहा है। एक अकेले भारत में लगभग 1.6 करोड़ वन भूमि या तो आदिवासियों के रूप में या कृषि उपयोग हेतु उपयोग में लाई जा रही है। परिणाम स्वरूप भारत में 15,000 वनस्पति जातियां एवं लगभग 75,000 जंतु जातियां सामान्यतः खत्म ही हो गई। जनसंख्या की विस्फोट से मानव अस्तित्व के साथ साथ जंतु वनस्पति एवं संसाधनों के अस्तित्व को भी भयंकर खतरा उत्पन्न हो रहा है। एक रिपोर्ट के अनुसार सिर्फ भारत 4.76 करोड़ टन कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड एवं 52 लाख टन मीथेन गैस उत्पन्न करने में सहायक रहा है। शुद्ध जल संस्थान मानिटोना कनाडा में उत्तर पश्चिमी अंटार्कटिका की झील पर एसिड गुण की मात्रा बढ़ रही है। और WRCM की इस रिपोर्ट में कहा गया है कि प्रतिवर्ष में लगभग 1 खरब टन कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड गैस मिश्रित हो रही है। उपरोक्त वर्णन से यह स्पष्ट हो गया कि वर्तमान समय में आपदग्रह प्रभाव जैसे संकट से मानव अस्तित्व को भी भयंकर खतरा उत्पन्न हो गया है। यदि सर ने कहा वैसा, यदि आप अपने विकास के जिस श्रेणी में आप विकास करना चाहते हैं तो आने वाले समय में पर्यावरण हमारा रक्षण करेगा, नहीं तो हम पर भी बड़ी नौबत या टिकनी आ सकती है। इसलिए सभी शिक्षित होकर विकास मापदंड के अनुसार विकास करना चाहिए। यही मैं अपने कंक्लूजन में बात करके यहाँ पे मेरा कंक्लूजन समाप्त करता हूँ। मुझे थोड़ा समय दिया प्रेजेंट करने का, उसके वास्ते मैं आप सबको धन्यवाद देता हूँ। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
थैंक यू वेरी मच सर। आपने बहुत संक्षेप में बहुत महत्वपूर्ण जानकारी दी हम लोगों को। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर फॉर नाइस प्रेजेंटेशन।
Good afternoon, sir. Am I audible?
Dr. Reena Yadav, madam, member of Indian Economic Association.
Okay, Reena ma'am, you please sir presentation.
Sir, am I audible? First, I want to clear.
You are loud and clear.
Okay, thank you, sir. I'm presenting a PPT. So please let me clear if it is visible to you all or not.
Not now.
Okay. My topic is India's growth trajectory. So first of all, I would like to put it down why I have taken this topic, India's long-term growth trajectory. According to World Economic Outlook, India is set to decline from 6.8% growth rate in 2022 to 6.1% in 2023 before picking up to 6.8% in 2024 with resilient domestic demand despite external headwind. India is on the cusp of returning to high growth trajectory and will become world's third largest economy by 2027-28. As Economic Survey 2022-23 pegged India's GDP growth at 6.5% in 22-23, Arvind Pangaria, a Columbia University professor and former vice chairman of Niti Aayog, said that narrative that come across tell the story of much stronger economy. I would like to first read it out, the objective of this presentation. My first objective is to study the trend of India's economic growth over the period of time. Another one, to analyze the sectorial composition of income and employment in India. Third one is to explain the changing composition of India's population with special reference to dynamic demography India is going through. And the last one is to find out whether India's long-run growth trajectory is explained by the demographic benefit window, that is demographic dividend. Sir, I want to clear the fact that what are the major growth drivers of Indian economy. India's economic growth is primarily driven by strong domestic macroeconomic fundamentals. The growth forecast is the reflection of India's underlying economic resilience and ability to renew the growth drivers of the economy.
The two foremost growth drivers of Indian economy are primary consumption expenditure. India's primary consumption expenditure, which is 58% of gross domestic product of India, grew by 7.5% by the current fiscal year. Second important growth drivers of Indian economy is the total capital expenditure, which grew at an average rate of 13% during fiscal year 21-22. Coupled with all these two important factors, increase in export demand, rebound in consumption, and public capex has contributed to the recovery in the investment and manufacturing activity. But my foremost question is, the idea of my presentation is to explain what actually make this growth a long run sustainable. Indian economy is going through a paradigm shift defined by rapidly changing global economic and political environment. But at domestic level, the scenario is different. We are going through a specific demographic benefit window. It is important that India's place as an economic superpower has largely been relied on its huge demographic dividend. The expanding, and what is the demographic dividend? It is the expanding working age population, that is people in the age group of 15 to 64 years, which is expected to add 115 million in the next decade alone. This large population will have a specific implication on India's economic growth and development, hence presenting a massive economic opportunity if harnessed effectively. Now, I would like to conclude with these results and findings. As a result of these growing challenges, India needs to strengthen the mutually reinforcing policy of abnomics, that is need of comprehensive set of right policy mix to boost potential economic growth. The second is policy reforms that are structural in nature should be adopted. Fiscal stimulus and financial stability may provide supportive economic ecosystem for new investors, and effective monetary policy targeting stagflation is important. My third point is labor market reform, increase skill development and job opportunity, deregulation of various sectors, liberalized trade policies, and other governance reform related to corporate are important to raise productivity of human capital. The third point is training and reskilling is essential to achieve a long-term growth. Demographic dynamism is likely to have clear implication for economic growth if planned at the right time. And the last is digitalization and automation provide an opportunity to expand human capability, so it should be tackled with planned manner. And the last one is inclusive and sustainable growth is more important than pegged GDP. Therefore, we should take into account inclusive growth and sustainable growth rather than talking about the pegging GDP that is being the roar of the current phenomenon. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Thank you to all paper presenters. Now I would like to announce the result. The result is with me. The Best Paper Presentation Award and Best Research Paper Award. Among all participants, total 3 persons are selected for Best Paper Presentation and 1 for Best Research Paper Award. And the selection of the best paper and best research paper is completed by our technical team. And one small announcement is also there, that those who have not registered yet and not sent their paper for presentation and publication, they can do their registration up to 15 June, and they should send their article to given mail. if feel any problem, you can directly contact to Dr. Brajesh Kumar ji. Now, best paper presentation award goes to Dr. Jagdish Chand. Dr. Jagdish Chand. The paper title Water Resource Management and Development, a Geographical Study. And second, the best paper presentation award goes to Arpit. Arpit, the title of her paper, Economic Development and Environmental Problems. And third best paper award goes to Harsha VK. Harsha VK. Youth, the title of her paper, Youth Employment and Unemployment in Kerala, Issues and Challenges. And the best research paper award goes to Dr. Kalpana Guha.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for all the team.
Yes. And I would like to congratulate to all the paper presenter and winner. And we hope that all those who didn't get the award this time, they must get the prize in future. So keep connected, and if any problem, you can direct contact to Brajesh Kumar ji. His number is mentioned in message box. Secondly, all those who have not sent the paper till now, they can send their paper till 15th of June. And those who have not made their registration, they can register also. So any query, you can ask last 2 minutes for all the participants. If you have any query, any question, any feedback, any suggestion, you can give one by one. And after 2 minutes, this session will be end. So any query, any question from any participant, they can ask me to directly. For this time and for future, you can directly call to Dr. Brajesh ji. Any feedback? Okay, thank you very much to all of you. And I want to thank to all our chief guests, our speakers and paper presenters, that this was very useful session where we discussed
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Do you want to speak something?
Thank you, sir, for successfully completion the.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. आप सभी लोगों का बहुत बहुत आभार कि आप लोग शुरू से लेकर अंतिम क्षणों तक जुड़े रहते हैं। तो ये निश्चित रूप से जो हमारे पार्टिसिपेंट हैं, उनके मनोबल को, उनके उत्साह को बढ़ाता है। और निश्चित रूप से बोलने से ज़्यादा हम जब सुनते हैं तो सीखने को मिलता है। तो मैं आशा करता हूँ कि हम सभी एक दूसरे से जुड़े रहें।
प्रवीण सर, 1 मिनट का फीडबैक ले लीजिए सभी से।
जी सर, जी सर।
ओके सर।
अभी जो हमारे जो भी पार्टिसिपेंट हैं, उनसे मैं चाहता हूं कि वो अपना फीडबैक दें। फीडबैक इन द सेंस कि आप इस इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस में अपना क्या सुझाव रखना चाहते हैं, कुछ अपने पॉइंट्स को रखना चाहते हैं, तो अपना नाम बताएं और हमें अपना सुझाव दें, ताकि हमारा जो ये शोध रिसर्च से संबंधित जो भी कार्यक्रम होता है, उसका एकमात्र उद्देश्य है शोध को बढ़ावा देना और शोधार्थियों की मदद करना। तो आप अपना फीडबैक दे सकते हैं। कोई 2 लोग दीजिए, अपना नाम बताइए और अपना सुझाव दीजिए। आप लोगों से आग्रह है कि कोई 2 लोग अपने को अनम्यूट करें बारी बारी से और अपना फीडबैक दें हमें।
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, I Nandlal from Department of English, APSC.
Really, नाम बताएं सर। नाम बताएं सर।
Sir, my name is Nandlal, Department of English.
Okay, sir.
Yes,
बताएं.
sir. Yes, really very valuable. A number of things, points that we have learned in today's session. Really valuable for all the learners, for all the scholars and the teachers. Thank you, sir. Again, thank you.
Thank you very much, Nandlal sir. Your appreciating word is motivation for our entire team. Thank you very much, Nandlal sir.
Thank you. Myself,
Thank you,
Dr.
sir.
Yadav,
Dr.
Professor, GMRD College, Mohanpur, Samastipur, Bihar. Really, the conference was very innovative, informative, and praiseworthy, sir. All were very listened very carefully, and paper presenters have presented their paper very nicely. The conference was very nice, very praiseworthy, valuable, innovative, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir, for your motivating word. Thank you. In this way, now we are going to end our session. Thank you very much to one and all. Brajesh sir, anything from your side?
I am Rajiv Kumar Karna, Dr. Rajiv Kumar Karna from MKS College Chandona, sir.
जी सर, राजीव कुमार जी सर, बताएं सर.
जी जी, मैं पूरी प्रशंसा करता हूँ और ऐसे आयोजन होते रहे और हम लोग भी बार बार जुड़ते रहे. अधिकाधिक लाभ हमने पाया, अच्छे अच्छे विद्वान वक्ताओं को सुना. बहुत बहुत आभार आप लोगों का, सबों का.
आपका भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर. हमारा आपने उत्साहवर्धन किया और हमारी पूरी टीम का जो उत्साहवर्धन किया है, इसके लिए हम आपके आभारी हैं. और भविष्य में भी आप जुड़े रहें और हमारे साथ हम सब मिलकर किसी नए विषय पे चर्चा करें. इन्हीं अपेक्षाओं के साथ बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर. ब्रजेश जी, अब पेपर अभी इन सेशन एंड किया जाए. ओके, कि यदि कुछ और किसी को कुछ कहना चाह रहे हो कोई. चलिए, आप लोगों का बहुत बहुत आभार, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद कि आप लोग जुड़े रहे. और जिन किसी को पेपर प्रेजेंट करने का मौका इस टाइम नहीं मिल पाया है, उनको हम भविष्य में होने वाले जो भी हमारे नेशनल और इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस में, उसमें निश्चित रूप से हम उन सभी को अवसर प्रदान करेंगे. और आप लोगों से अपेक्षा की जाती है कि आप लोग अपना पेपर 15 जून तक हमारे पास मेल कर देंगे. और जो रजिस्ट्रेशन नहीं करवा पाए थे किन्हीं कारणों से, वो अपना रजिस्ट्रेशन करवा लेंगे. आप सभी लोगों का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, बहुत बहुत आभार. थैंक यू वेरी मच. एंड दिस सेशन इज गोइंग टू एंड नाउ. थैंक यू. थैंक यू.
Thank you, Praveen sir. Thank you. Okay, end this session.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you to all participants.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you very much.